One thing about Jolly Joe, man, he is a career killer. A butcher.
560 WQAM presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, dial 567-0560 in Day and Broward. In other counties,
don't waste the effort because I'm not taking your call.
785-NEIL or pound 5.
Go ahead and call. They'll keep you off the street.
They ring an
I'm your friend. I'm your friend.
Expressed by Neil, his guests, or his callers do not represent those of WQAM.
Come on, crank it up. We already got a good hate mail to start.
Neil Rogers
Leo
on 560 WQAM. Salespeople are ice-holes.
Take off those checkered pants.
Here's a preview of the all-new season of 24.
Drop the interest rates!
Jack, I don't have the power to do that, and you...
Drop the interest rates now!
Interest rates are controlled by...
Do it!
I'll have to call an emergency meeting of the Federal Reserve. Do it.
Thank you for calling the Federal Reserve. We're experiencing extremely heavy call volume right now. Please stay on the line.
Jack, you didn't by any chance buy a big, ugly house on a tiny little lot in a neighborhood full of big, ugly houses on tiny little lots, did you?
Yeah.
And you put no money down, right? I'm guessing it was much more house than you needed. And you knew the interest rate would go up.
They told me the value of my house would keep going up forever.
And you believed them. I think you know what to do, Jack. Hurts, doesn't it? I'm really sorry I shot you. 24 returns on November 23rd on Fox.
I think I might change that poll and put a new one on there. How come Gary Cerner is such an a-hole? What? Oh, well, we've asked that question before over the years.
Chris is making a funny face. Oh, wait.
At least he's consistent. Chris isn't there. I have an email from Fat Chris.
I can't wait to hear
Although it says nothing about the bedtime story. It says nothing about that at all. So I guess I'm going to have to leave that between Cordis and Tubby and let them work it out.
Maybe they could wrestle.
Yeah, I can just see that.
Thumb wrestle.
Yeah, Tubby could, sit on him. Here's the poll result before we get to the hate mail of the day. 841 votes on yesterday's poll. Which nuclear power or wannabe are you afraid will be the most likely to fire off the next big one? Pakistan, 268. Iran, 169. Israel, 129.
Oi!
North Korea, 109. U.S., 72. USA. China, 38. India, 27. Russia, 21. The U.K., 4. And France, 4. Oh, the British aren't going to do it. They've become so passive. Except when they started that business with the Falkland Islands. Was that Argentina?
Yes.
Las Malvinas?
Sure.
Oh, no, it's not Las Malvinas. It's the Falkland Islands. Well, Falk you, okay? How do you like that? That's when they got their dander up. Just like when the U.S. invaded Grenada, Like an elephant stepping on a ladybug. So here's a really wonderful email. Now, let me just read the email address, which I just noticed. Leo Austin 79 at such and such. 79. Does that ring any bells? 790? 79?
No.
Like across the street?
Ooh.
Yeah. Apologies if you received multiple copies of this email, says Leo. Hello. I'm writing in not to complain or to congratulate you for anything. I'm simply writing in due to curiosity. I was listening to your show on Monday when you were talking bad about your colleagues. He means colleagues, but he can't spell it. And I realized something, that you hate everyone and everything. Oh, I hate everybody. I'm a miserable old bastard. I hate like Scrooge. I hate everybody. Bah, bah, bah. Like that. Like, you're my bitch. You constantly schmidt on everyone at WQM with the exception of George. You hate all of the other hosts. I don't hate any of them. The only one I ever hated was He's Long Gone. Maybe none of them meet your gold seal of approval. You constantly schmidt on great guys like Geldy, who are hard workers. Your main complaint is that his voice is not for radio, and that's fine if you think that, but how about the fact the guy makes up for it with talent? I guess that doesn't count in your eyes. This is either from Geldy or his boyfriend or his wife or somebody. You hate the Big O. No, I do not. D.A., I never even met D.A. How can I hate him? Kim, Joe Rose. My question is, who do you like? I like all of those people, except for D.A. because I never met him, but I like him just fine. You don't like anyone. I like Mandich just fine. I like Joe Rose a lot. He's a good guy. There's a difference between whether I like somebody or whether I like what they do on the air.
Right.
I like what the radio station has turned their shows into. Just like what they've turned this show into. I don't like it. Can you imagine going to work with a guy like you who hates all his colleagues and is constantly criticizing them? Well, I tell you, your spelling, Leo, is really bad for an old fart. I won't bore you with anything else, but just please answer this for your audience. Who do you like? Who? I like Hank. I like Eddie K. Oh, they're gone. I like Joe Rose. I like Jim Mandich. I like Big O. Personally, do I like their shows? Not necessarily. I don't like what Clarence and the station have done to these shows, where we keep putting the same ponderous, boring Alex Marvez and Drew Rosenstein-Kranz and what's his name in the afternoon, the Ira Windbag. Oh, God, I didn't like them last year, and I don't like them this year. Now, here comes the coup de grace. This is great. By the way, if you guys like Goldie so much, how about taking him under your wing and teaching him? You can't teach somebody to have a voice for radio, okay? I don't do operations. I'm not related to the guy who did the surgery on Moe's toupee. I can't do surgery on his vocal cords and make him sound like he belongs on the radio. He doesn't have a voice for radio. But I guess that's something only a positive person would do, so I understand. Yeah, how come you don't take him under your wing and teach him, George?
Are you kidding?
What a stupid line. Take him under your wing and teach him.
Yeah.
It's so much easier when you just hate everything. Take care, Neil. I think your show is great, but sometimes you go overboard.
Your show is great,
excuse me.
but you got too
I go
much hate.
Overboard. Yeah.
Makes me irate.
I don't hate any of these people. No, you hate everybody. You don't like anybody. You hate everybody. Blah, 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 blah. I hate your colleges. Can't even spell colleagues. Although the next time you wrote it on there, it came close to spelling it right. What a goofball. What an illiterate idiot. But nevertheless, my feelings are hurt, Leo. And what's that 79 in your email address? That couldn't be like as in for 790, could it? Huh? Could it?
Uh-huh.
I would think so. One of the losers across the street still licking their wounds and rubbing their hind legs together over the horrible numbers they had in that last book. Oh, my God. Horrible would be an understatement.
You hate everybody, and why don't you take Geldy under your wing and
yeah. He doesn't belong on the air, okay? It's not complicated. It's like Joe Zagacki. There's another one. I like him personally just fine. It's not like I really interact with these people all that much. I mean, George has worked on the show for 100 years. I don't interact with him.
Right.
We've gone to like maybe 2 meals together in the whole period of time.
Maybe 3 total.
Maybe.
Non-work related.
Right.
People ask me about that all the time. Oh, do you and Neil hang out? I said,
No,
we're
we
about
don't.
as different as 2 people can possibly
That's right.
be. We agree on radio.
And maybe someday we'll get back into it, but I doubt it.
I don't know. I don't think.
Speaking of that, here's an email that came in last night. It says, this morning, Bubba the Love Sponge mentioned having to talk to Bruce Beasley about straightening out that female lawyer. I can only assume that means your pal Joyce. Well, guess what, Bubba? You're not going to straighten that bitch out. She's going to straighten you out.
Welcome to Wonderland.
Yeah.
As you're going to be wondering what it's all about.
You straighten my brother out?
Oh, yeah. Let me go get a crane.
Customers couldn't get a drink. He was banging cocktail waitresses 2 at a time. Well, at least Fredo was Macho Man anyway.
Oh, yeah.
In spite of all the other insinuations throughout
Right. Even if you wore those shoes.
Did he? I never noticed his shoes.
Remember, like, one of the first scenes when they're in Cuba, he's got his feet up on a chair and he's wearing these, like, really round-toed, sensible clog-looking things. And I thought, are those men's shoes? What are those things?
Ladies' shoes?
I don't know what they are.
Maybe he
dorky
shops.
looking,
Maybe he goes out and shops for jelly shoes now. Won't see him no more. Him or Paulie, a whole bunch of them. Just stop and think of all the people that got rubbed out, one way or the other.
They
in
had
the
it
movie.
coming.
Frankie Five Angels won't see Frankie Pentangeli no more.
He had it coming.
He opened up his veins and took a bath. Not necessarily in that order. Oh, here for the poll, somebody says, my most recurring nightmares are of elevators. I dream of them falling or shooting out through the roof. Sometimes the wall falls away and starts tipping. Scares the hell out of me. I never have nightmares about elevators, but I do have this recurring thought that comes to mind. And, of course, I have elevator in this building. And I just every now and then have this crazy thought that the elevator doors are going to open up and you're going to take a step out and then realize that you're not on a floor yet. You're like in limbo. And you take that step out and you're just going to fall down the elevator chute. Yeah. You ever thought of that?
No.
Do you look first when the elevator doors open? Do you look?
How do you not see that there's an elevator there?
What do you mean?
As opposed to a big, empty, dark, shaft.
What do you mean? How do you see if there's not an elevator? I'm not talking about getting on. I'm talking about getting off.
Either way.
Well, I mean, if you look, most of us, when we get to the whatever floor, the door's open and you step out. You
I tend to look where I'm going.
Is there terra firma there? Is there a floor?
I tend to notice whether or not there's a floor in front of me.
Do you really?
When I go walking.
I got to be a little more careful, I guess.
I guess so.
Especially at my advanced age.
Stop looking up. Stop looking at that.
Especially because I'm such a hateful person and hate everybody. Leo, what a moron you are, Leo. See, again, it's a radio show. It's a freaking radio show. You don't know me, I don't know you. Period.
Oh, but you're such a bastard and you hate everybody. Blah, 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 blah.
I don't have to apologize for anything in my life, okay? Like Marlon Brando said, for that I don't apologize. But these people all know you, they know me, they're experts on our lives. That's why most of your emails are full of crap. You have nothing to say except bah, 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 bah. And that's one of the main reasons I don't want to be in South Florida, is being around a bunch of negative, hostile, hateful bastards. God.
Bah, bah, bah.
I'm going to make that my ringtone.
Yeah. Hey, you know something? Maybe I can start charging for that. Get Neil to do your ringtone.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Do it on the webpage.
Remember I used to do, answering machine messages?
Right.
Remember
there
that?
You go. Neil Rogers' appropriate
back in the day. Back in the day when we had, a little more positive interaction with the audience as opposed to... But you keep sending all that stuff because it makes for great radio, man. Look at this. New study results bolster the controversial hypothesis that certain cases of obesity are contagious. Wow.
That's right.
I think that's a crock of crap.
You should be quarantined.
Another example of fat people making excuses, and believe me, I know all about it. That's what we do. Oh, what's that thing? Thyroid problem.
Oh, yeah.
Brandon says it's really sad that two people like Fat Chris and Josh Cordes can't make up their mind on who is going to post the stories. I didn't realize cutting and pasting was such a difficult task to the point where they have to decide night and day whose turn it is next. Well, they just can't figure it out. So I guess Cordes is continuing to put them up and will for the foreseeable future. I got Fat Chris's email here in my pile. You want to hear it? Also, somebody sent me an interesting thing from the internet about what is a nightmare.
Good.
And what causes them and stuff like that.
Very good.
Ties right into our poll.
All right.
It ties in neatly and nicely. Boy, this is a long thing. Study strengthens link between virus and weight gain. Well, I'll put it down in my poll of fantasy excuses. Oh, I have a fat thyroid. Oh, I was related to a fat person. Oh, blah, blah, blah. My mama overfed me as a child. It's Mama's fault, and she's still dead. She was chubby.
Mama?
She was always in denial, but she was fat. Mm-hmm. You met her.
Yes.
She was fat.
She was chubby. I've seen worse.
She wasn't gigantic.
Right.
She wasn't like Angel Mama or like that. What?
I wouldn't have called the fat police on her.
No. She was fine. She was what she was, and
she was a pip.
If she ever would have just had a good week's worth of bowel movement, she'd have been a much happier camper, but it just didn't materialize.
I've been taking laxatives since I was a little girl.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's what she would always tell me, that she was taking laxatives since she was a little girl.
Oh, wow.
And I wanted to say, well, you know what? You're full of it, so... But I didn't say that. She said,
well, it ain't helping, Ma.
Neil God.
Goodbye, Bush administration. I wish you painful urination. You certainly left your mark on American history like a giant brown DVD streak. We ought to kick out all your teeth. Just like Mussolini, we'll need some time to recover from 8 years of rape by outlaw Christians and NBAs. If you're proud to say that you're an MBA, then you're a stupid little you. A-holes like you rape our asses raw without any
Rectum.
And as for all you smug white Christian Republicans, everything you ever knew is completely wrong. What a relief to color you on.
10:18 at 560 WQAM. Let's take a look at that award-winning QAM schedule. And, of course, I hate all these people. Vigo at the Super Bowl 2 to 4. Mandich 4 to 6:30 at the Super Bowl. 6:30 to 7, it's Hurricanes warm-up. Any interest?
No.
7 o'clock, it's the Canes at North Carolina State. Canes. And then 9:30 to 11, it's the Beast. Because DA was on this morning for Joe Rose, who had to leave early to take off for Tampa. It's a long trip, you know. I don't get that. I don't know. I won't be in the next few days, by the way.
Won't ya?
No, I'm going to have to drive to
Yenhamsville?
Kitchener-Waterloo and have lunch with Adam Oshmak. That line about why don't we take Geldy under our wing and teach him. Teach him what? How to have a voice for radio? How do you teach somebody that?
It's moot anyway.
Of course, this company specializes in putting people on the air who have a voice for anything but radio. Lenny Martez.
Yeah.
Josie. Geldy.
Take the mystery out of renting a car or
there
truck
you
to Miami.
go.
Call
there you go.
305-871-3053.
That's our boy. Whatever happened to him, Lenny Martez?
I don't know. That special weekend.
Well, why wouldn't you shut that off? We don't want to hear the whole thing. Jesus,
don't
God.
You?
No.
The more I play, the less we have to say.
Play it all day. See, some of you people, again, most of the audience deals in personalities, not with talent, not with...
By the way, Lenny is a really nice guy.
He is.
Yeah.
I met him a couple times. He was very nice to me, and we get along fine.
Chummy,
and
right, yeah.
Yeah. It's not personal. It's the fact he can't speak. Oh, geez, now he's picking on guys who can't speak. Like, that means something, yeah. It probably would be a good qualification for being a broadcaster.
Only
would be able to
ever
speak.
Took the ribbing with the greatest sense of humor.
And you know who else?
Who? Yeah.
Geldy.
Exactly.
So, Leo, you can be as uptight as you want about Geldy. Geldy loves it. He loves when I talk about him because at least I keep his memory alive. For a punk that's been like, he was across the street and then he came back and he's had his own show and then he went, who knows where he is. I'm looking on the weekend. I don't see him on here. And if Fat Chris were here, he could tell us what the deal is, but he's not. Fat Chris was our liaison to the rest of the building, and they took him away. You know, I'll get to his email in a second.
Okay, teaser.
Taser? Brandon says, I have to agree with you 100% on elevators. I'm absolutely terrified of elevators. First of all, I'm a little claustrophobic, so the fact of being in a closed space, especially with a bunch of other people, doesn't help me. Short elevator rides, maybe 5 to 10 floors I can handle, but anything past that, I really start to get a little panicky. And I myself also have the fear of the doors opening and there's nothing there but an open shaft. Yeah. If the elevator stopped... Oh, if the elevator stopped, I might lose it completely.
I see.
Yeah, if the elevator just stops in between floors.
He would really love this building then.
So when possible, if they're readily available, I'll use the stairs if it's only maybe 2 or 3 floors. Oh, I'm fat and old. I don't use the stairs.
Good
The only time I use the stairs is if I'm coming back in, if I'm driving back into the parking garage, because the elevator from the parking garage back to the main lobby in this building, slow, old and slow. And if I got a pee real bad or something like that, or something even more pressing like a deuce, I'll run up the stairs. Can you see me waddling up the...
I'd love to have video of that.
3 flights of stairs?
Wow.
And, of course, 3 flights is really 6 flights, because every flight is like 2...
Yeah, but, they split up. But still, Brendan would love this building because, our elevator's like a thrill ride.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
I'm trying to think of where I once got stuck on an elevator.
Here?
Was it?
Maybe.
I think it might have been.
I have been.
Oh. Well, it's part of the ambiance of the whole thing.
It stops abruptly, then it starts again. And,
so what's all that business about how we're moving? Is that supposed to be a secret, or is it...
Listen, from the moment we moved into this building, there have been rumors of us going to the other one. Apparently it's more than a rumor now.
Yeah. So, but isn't it supposed to be a big secret?
I don't know.
Because I would hate to come back to town to do a week's worth of shows down there and then drive to the wrong building.
Yeah,
we're not
I got a feeling
anymore.
That somebody would have tipped you off. If
I doubt it. I doubt it. They like me like a mushroom, man. They want to keep me in the dark. Keep the dork in the dark. Here's Fat Chris's email. That's for real because you verified his email address. Hello, Neil. Emailing you this email, so hopefully it doesn't buzz your BlackBerry since it's a little late. It's a little after 5 a.m. when I'm sending this. See, he's considerate, Fat Chris. Mm-hmm. He could have sent a regular email, and then it would have to my Hotmail, and then it would have buzzed on my. But my BlackBerry buzzes anyway. Oh, it's Linda Davis. She's got cheap Viagra. Oh God. Well, where did that come from all of a sudden? What is that all about?
I don't know.
I missed the show. I'm enjoying working with Jesse on this new pre-Joe Rowe show, but doesn't make up for all the fun I had on your show, all the things I learned. Not to mention midnight to 6 a.m. Hours suck, but it keeps me full-time with vacation and benefits. Well, that's good. I don't know if anyone, as in Clarence or Lee, told you how I got this, but the last day of the show that George was on, Darryl came in after the show was over, offered me this schedule, working with Jesse and getting sound for the station. I had to think about it for a few hours, but decided for now it's best to keep a full-time schedule while I find something else to do. Oh, there you go. That's good thinking.
Mm-hmm.
We'll most likely be starting school in March, working toward an AS in computers IT. What's an AS?
Short for ASS. No, an associate something. Associate science or something.
You don't know.
Degree. I don't know.
I mean, BS. BS would be perfect for QAM. And hopefully get a job doing that. 4 years without a raise here, as much as I usually enjoy my job, just doesn't cut it anymore. Without a raise, are you kidding me? And here he's complaining about money, and he still doesn't want that money to put the stories on there. I don't get it. Oh, here it is. As for the news story, well, I hadn't had time to read the whole thing. It's long. As for the news stories, Cordes is still doing them, I guess, till March, because after I told you I was going to be taking it over, Cordes was never around. He was either on vacation or at KISS, but I never saw him before I was done on the show. I finally talked with him the day of this indecency meeting and said he'll finish for these 3 months, then I'll start it. Well, how come Cordes didn't tell me that? You weasel, you backstabbing weasel, Cordes. Hope it is still cool with you. I can definitely use the extra money. Sure. Tell George, hey. Hey, George. Hey. I was hanging out for a little after that fun and decency meeting to chat with him, but he was talking with Joyce Bitch and the other lawyer. I never saw him while I was talking with Cordes back on the 560 side of the building. With the hours I'm working, I only had a few hours of sleep before having to get up again and come back to this place. In other words, he likes you, but you're not worth waiting around that long for.
I understand. I agree.
So I missed the show, miss all the fun we'd have, all the stupid Schmidt that would always come up, miss keeping the audience up to date in the great polls. Hope you and George are doing well, and tell everyone, hey is for me. Sincerely, Chris. Hey. Ya. Holla back.
Yo.
That holla back, man. I mean, oh. Woo! You talk about barking up the wrong tree. I'm just definitely not you would agree to this right off the bat. I'm not a holla back guy.
No, maybe a holla back girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, holla back. Who was that? Some other Shirley. Not the Shirley that came by Gulfstream, but some other Shirley. You must be joking. Dear Ginger, finally somebody tells it like it is. If you would have taken me under your wing and taught me how to have real hair and not bore the Schmidt out of everybody with my show, I wouldn't have been fired. It's all your fault. Love, Mo Howard David. P.S. Who did more for circumcision, Jay Fiedler or George? P.S. Doy. Just one Doy. Not a whole series of them, but just one Doy. Nice hearing from Mo.
You, Mo?
What in God's name is this? This Boz guy who sends me all the obituaries?
Mm-hmm.
It sends me this long thing about some dead dog, okay? Send it to Casey Kasem. Daisy says, is there a way to do the recorded message announcements that we can put on our phones? No. That's in the past, Daisy. WQM, WKIS, WPOW, moving. Last weekend I was listening to the Beast Brian London on 560 mentioned that they were moving this summer. Does anyone know where they're moving to? Are they moving in with 940 after the flip and cheap channel sells it? How do you like that? Imperia 609 sends that message. And there's a link, QAM, KIS, a link, which ordinarily I don't pay any attention to, and it's not going anywhere. Oh, here we go. Here it is, radioinfo.com. Oh, it's just the same crap. He put it on this radioinfo.com board, this guy, this person. Well, let's do a little investigative reporting on that.
This is the Beast, a fat Jew.
Is that me touching you, or are you touching me?
I can't tell where you end and I begin.
My skin is your skin.
We are one.
Is that I who dealt it, or
oh, no.
when it wasn't me.
Was too.
Was not.
Was too.
Calvin Klein's Repulsion.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. How do you like that?
I like it a lot. What do you mean?
Blueberries and raspberries.
Sure.
And dingleberries. Wow. Jimmy Syphilis says, you better get your facts straight. Why would WIOD change format to liberal talk when we are kicking ass in the ratings? You're out, Jimmy. It may be true that WIOD is going to Fox Sports, but no change for WIOD. Fat chance, he says. Yeah, just like fat chance your wine business is going out of business. Oh, it's already done? Just swallow your pride, Jimmy, or swallow whatever you want.
You fairy.
And you're out. You're done. Another goofball in denial. The Dow's down 11 points. It was up 75. Now it's down 11. Now it's down 10. I think what I'm going to do is just, since I get accused of dealing with numbers and mailing it in, I just sit here and read the stock numbers off the screen. I'll go to the gambling channel.
Yeah. Read the ticker.
Yeah. Ron says, Neil, when I was in my last semester in college, I had a class with a professor who was a penis. In the previous year, he had failed some people who were about to graduate. He gave these impossible to score well on exams and would then curve the scores. I had about a 40 average in the class and didn't know if I had passed until final grades came out. I had a job in a new location lined up before I knew that I actually graduated. For about 20 years after I got out of school, I had this dream that I'd been working and had my license, but I hadn't passed my last class. I would always wake up and have to convince myself that everything was okay. It always seemed strange to me that it went on for so long. Ron, when I was a kid, and I used to, I had like pneumonia and I had all the childhood stuff, measles. I would have these nightmares that I was like choking to death.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I know what choking to death means, yeah.
And I think it was from all the mucus and the clogged up head and all of that. And I had the sensation that, and then also when I was a kid, when I was like 13, when I was going to Hebrew school to get ready for my bar mitzvah, because it's the Jewish thing to do, I used to have these nightmares that I would go to Hebrew school and I didn't have my clothes all on. Sometimes I would be missing my shoes.
The naked dream is very common.
Sometimes I'd be missing my pants. Sometimes I would just show up there with nothing but my underwears on at Hebrew school. I don't get that. I had that dream a lot.
We all have naked dreams. That's a common
Do we
thing.
really?
Yes. That's what I hear. Maybe not all of us, but it's a very common thing.
No, I forgot to put on my pants.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand at my age now, and of course at this stage of my life, what difference would it make,
More of a difference?
It would?
I'd be way more embarrassed to be naked now than, when I was younger.
I don't mean naked, but I mean just forgetting a piece of clothing, like walking. Although I don't think right now I'd walk out with no shoes or socks.
Not right now, no?
No. It's sunny, but it's still a little on the chilly side. Oh, don't you wish you were here at 75? No, I do not. No, I do not. I don't care if the weather is the most utopian, the most perfect, low humidity, which of course is a joke in South Florida. Low humidity, sunshine, a nice gentle breeze between your knees. Great. Enjoy it. Not for me. Do I wish it was like many degrees warmer here? You bet, of course. But guess what? It will change, and spring will come, and the flowers will bloom, and the trees will bud. Remember Bud?
Yeah.
He was the ugly brother on Flipper. Bud.
That's right.
Lawrence says, I hesitate to tell you this because I don't want to feed into your fears. Are you emailing me stuff?
I'm faxing you something, if that's what you
mean. I mean faxing me.
Yes.
Oh, is it from Gary Starner?
Yes.
Why is Gary Starner such an a-hole? At least he's consistent. He can't do copy. Either he won't. He's just a lazy turd is what he is. He's too busy koshering the house. God, now there's somebody, to go back to that email from Leo, there's somebody I don't want to say I hate him, but I don't,
Don't care for him? You aren't a fan?
Good way to put it. Very diplomatic way to put it. Let's see, does this make any sense?
Whatever, I didn't read it.
Account manager, and then it's got some name crossed out. Craig? Can you make out what that says on there?
Let me look.
It's crossed out.
Yeah. Craig.
And what does it say?
What, the copy?
No, where it says
Craig.
Account manager.
You're right.
Who's Craig? Do we have somebody named Craig?
Maybe.
Gary Starner, you are an accident. not waiting to happen. You are an accident that's already happened over and over. This is a man who once upon a time, several years ago, had an account that I was doing live reads for on the show, and it didn't say what the sponsor was. It had the name of a place, but it was some satellite thing or something. And it didn't say what it was, how you get it, where you call, a phone number, nothing. It was just caca. It was just a page with caca on it. And that's what you get from Gary Cerner. You don't get any real copy. You get a page with caca. And that's because this man has been coddled. He's been part of the inner fraternity in that place. He must really have the real naked pictures. And by the way, for those of you who say, oh, don't be blaming Joyce or anybody else for your show turning into one. Let me say it again. Bubba Love Sponge, and we have several reports already. He's only been on there a couple of weeks. And already is having real Joyce problems. Larry says, I hesitate to tell you this because I don't want to feed into your fears, but since you hate everyone in the world, what the hell? About 30 years ago, my mother-in-law's sister's husband plunged 10 or 11 stories and died when the elevator doors of his office building opened. He stepped in and there was no elevator car. Oh boy, that's what I get a little bit, not nervous about, but it just is in the back of my mind. He never looked. Ever since I heard that, I always hesitate and look to make sure there's a car before stepping in. There's a good message for all you people out there who want to stay alive. When the elevator doors open, just take a peek. And even if there's like a bad aroma in there, boy, I can't believe that bit I played.
I can believe
repulsion. That last thing in the world I would anticipate would there be raspberry sounds in that bit.
You're kidding, right?
No, I don't remember that. You think I played that intentionally?
It's what it's about.
Well, I forgot. It's from 95. It's 14 years ago for crying out loud. It's what it's about.
It is.
What?
It's like that coupe le fromage bit. Although I don't think that one has sound effects in it.
Well, see, that's the point. That's exactly the point. Who knows which ones have effects or not?
Right.
Who knows which ones have boysenberries and blueberries and raspberries? Joyce.
There was a rim shot.
Oh, such silly crap, man. Such nonsense. And Bubba is learning the hard way, real fast, that there's the FCC law and then there's Joyce's law, which supersedes way over and above anything the FCC is even slightly concerned about. Joyce will make something up just to make sure that you can't be entertaining, you can't be amusing, you can't say this, you can't play that. That's what it's all about, Bubba. So welcome to the world of Beasley. Anyway, Larry says, about 2 years ago I got stuck in my building's elevator by myself. The button that was supposed to allow you to speak on the elevator to people was never connected. The emergency bell was also never connected. I pounded on the elevator door for about 45 minutes until someone heard me. I ended up being extricated by fire rescue after about 2 hours on the elevator, so it is an unfounded fear that you have. How do you like that? 2 hours on the elevator. Wow. Can you imagine? If you weren't a little bit claustrophobic before that experience, you sure would be after it. I'll guarantee you that. He was pounding on the elevator door for 45 minutes.
My biggest concern would be, if you had to do something.
If you had to do something?
Yeah.
Well, you just drop it right there in the elevator.
I guess.
I mean, I think people can understand that.
Oh, no, don't rescue me. Don't come in here.
There are a few things. Well, I mean, if you fart in a crowded elevator, that's not good. But if you already farted in an empty elevator and you think it's going to go to the ground floor, but it doesn't, it makes it stop.
It stops and takes
on.
And
somebody walks in and oh my God, it's not like, who cut that? Because you're the only one on here, mister. I know you done it. Oh, God, don't blame the dog.
Have you ever walked into an elevator and somebody had already been there and done something?
Oh, yes.
And then it stops, so the person that walks in thinks that it's you and it wasn't?
Oh, no, I never had that.
That happened to me.
Well, the thing you obviously do there, it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Yeah. You're a bastard.
Audiences love Nell, the story of a girl who developed her own strange language while being raised by a stroke-impaired mother. Now, Jodie Foster returns to the screen as a girl raised by a deaf-mute epileptic who has learned to communicate by making unintelligible noises and hurling herself to the ground.
Look, Doctor, I think the girl is trying to communicate with us.
You're hungry. You're sleepy. You want to lie down. You want to lie down repeatedly.
Watch as this free-spirited, strong-willed girl learns to express joy, anger, curiosity, even love. Jodie Foster stars in Fell, the runaway hit that has audiences falling out of their seats. Fell. It's a real pick-me-up.
Okay, 10:45 at 560 WQAM. Don't forget, we got all our people at the Super Bowl. We got Joe Rose is going to be there, although how come it doesn't say Joe at the Super Bowl on the schedule? That's because Clarence is an idiot. Right?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Tomorrow. Why not? What were you doing?
I was writing some stuff down.
Writing what down?
Love poems.
Like Billy Williams, the Billy Williams Quartet. I'm going to sit right down and write myself a letter.
Something like that, yeah.
You got that?
Yeah.
I'm going to sit right down.
Coming right up.
Do you really have that? You don't have that. The Billy Williams Quartet. Paul says, my understanding of dream interpretation is dreams involving showing up naked somewhere is derived from feelings of inadequacies or not belonging. Okay. Usually these dreams occur with people being at school, work, church, etc. Yeah, it was definitely at the Hebrew school. I always kept having that dream. I would get there. Mommy would drop me off there, and I would get out and walk into the school and realize, oh, gee, I don't have my pants on or my shoes. Evidently, Mommy wasn't paying attention, I guess. I don't know. That's not it.
Well, it is, but I don't know if there's more than one version. This is Fats Waller.
Oh, well, we don't want to hear Fats Waller.
But it's the same song. It might be the original.
Ba, 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 ba. That's enough to make me want to play Bowser. I'm going to find Bowser on here again.
Okay.
Oh, I got to turn on the cassette deck, though. Wilbert Harrison, a medley of a smash.
In 1957, we started shaking to the sound of a piano player out of Memphis, Tennessee, the one and only Jerry Lee Lewis. Come on over, baby, hold on, shake on. Yes, I say, come on over, baby, baby, you can't go wrong. Come up and beat my heart down. Come on up and beat my heart down.
I sure had this thing for Buddy, what was his name?
Buddy Holly?
No, Buddy Knox.
Oh.
And then I saw what he looked like.
You had a thing for him?
I had a thing. A little thing. I had a big thing for them. I still do. Turn the clock back, baby.
I think I'm gonna cry. Well, it's 1 for the money, 2 for the show, 3 to get ready. Now go, cat, go, but don't you step on my blue suede shoe.
Carl Perkins, he sang that 1,000 times better than you know who.
Yes.
1,000,000 times than Elvis, but
heartily agree.
Another one-hit wonder. Gene Vincent, Capitol Records. A purple label, I can see it.
Back in the 50s, we were just kids. We didn't know nothing. It was great. We were innocent, and so was the music.
How do you like all those fake talk-ups that they lay over the, it's, you know. That's Bowser from Sha-Na-Na, and here's Shaboom. Here's the Crew Cuts and Shaboom. What a boom. There's so many guys who remind me of the guy with the eyes. You know, he's one of them. And then that other guy, Woodbine. Shaboom. Now see if they say Shaboom or Shaboom.
Life could be a dream if I could
see Shaboom, not Shaboom.
If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be.
That's because Bowser's in New York, B-U-M. Boom.
Shaboom, and hoping we'll meet again. Oh, life could be a dream.
P.R. Ralph says, I'm naked. So you're going about your normal routine.
What a way to start it. Just the thought.
Well, it sure tickled your ass.
Oh, yeah.
So you're going down about your normal routine, going to work, waiting for the bus, or just walking down the street when you suddenly realize that you're stark naked. I never had that dream. Dreaming that you're completely or partially naked is very common. Nudity symbolizes a variety of things depending on your real-life situation. Becoming mortified at the realization that you're walking around naked in public is a reflection of your vulnerability or shamefulness. You may be hiding something and are afraid others can nevertheless see right through you. Metaphorically, clothes are a means of concealment. With clothes, you can hide your identity or be somebody else. But without them, everything is hanging out for all to see. You're left without any... I'm getting choked up about it. You're left without any defenses. The dream may be... It's a delayed reaction to I'm naked. The dream may be telling you that you're trying to be something that you really are not, or that you fear being ridiculed and disgraced. If you're in a new relationship, you may have some fears of apprehension in revealing your true feelings. Boy, you talk about a bunch of pseudo-intellectual claptrap, P.R. Ralph. Nudity also symbolizes being caught off guard. Finding yourself naked at work or in a classroom suggests you're unprepared for a project at work or at school. You may be uninformed in making a well-informed decision. With all eyes on you, you have this fear of having some deed brought to public attention. You fear people will see through you. Your true self will be exposed as a fraud or a phony. Many times when you realize you're naked in your dream, no one else seems to notice. Everyone else in the dream is going about their business without giving a second look at your nakedness. This implies that your fears are unfounded. Nobody will notice except you. You may be magnifying the situation and making an issue of nothing. On the other hand, such dreams may mean your desire or failure to get noticed. For a small percentage of you, dreaming that you're proud of your nakedness and showing embarrassment or shame, then it symbolizes your unrestricted freedom. You have nothing to hide and are proud of who you are. The dream is about a new sense of honesty, openness, and a carefree nature. That was just some of the most all-time pseudo-intellectual claptrap I've ever read. Thanks a lot, PR Ralph. Did that make any sense to you? No.
Yeah.
Brandon says, sometimes I do feel like a little girl because of being so scared by elevators. But with that and being mortified of heights, I know I'm not the only one. The one that bothers me really is flying. Oh. Prior to 9/11, I really didn't have a problem flying. I flew so many damn places, but since then, each time I fly, I find it harder and harder to fly. Not me. Don't bother me. I don't pay any attention. It's so bad that I drink a lot prior to flying. Thankfully, I'm quite a quiet drunk and can pass security without a hitch. I've been lucky to feel a little better, having one woman almost get kicked off the plane because she was scared. I just sat there and bit my lip. And about dreams, the worst dreams are the ones where you're falling and you feel it. Yeah, I've had those falling dreams when I was younger. When I was a child. You're falling, like a free fall through space, You ever have those?
All the time.
Now, Matt sent me this. This is from somewhere on the internets. A nightmare is a dream which causes a strong, unpleasant emotional response from the sleeper, typically fear or horror, being in situations of extreme danger, or the sensations of pain, falling, drowning, or death. Oh, I never even read the poll, did I?
No, you didn't.
218 votes. My most recurring nightmares are of, I don't have any, 90. My job, 25. I can't recall any of mine, 23. People in general, 21. Family members, 12. A failed romance, 9. A deep dark secret from my past, 7. Death, 7. Something that happened in school, 5. Something that happened in my youth, 4. People I hate, 4. Well, that could be anybody with me.
I hate all of them.
Monsters, 4. Creepy crawlies, 4. A rape, 2. And snakes, 1. Okay, getting back to this thing. Such dreams can be related to physical causes, such as a high fever, turn face down on a pillow during sleep, most often in cases of drowning nightmares. Oh, yeah, I had those, too. Or psychological ones, such as psychological trauma or stress in the sleeper's life, or can have no apparent cause. If a person has experienced a psychologically traumatic situation in life, for example, a person who may have been captured and tortured, the experience may come back to haunt them in their nightmares. Sleepers may waken in a state of distress and be unable to get back to sleep for some time. Eating before bed, which triggers an increase... I'm going to sneeze. Eating before bed, which triggers an increase in the body's metabolism and brain activity, is another potential stimulus for nightmares. Occasional nightmares are commonplace, but recurrent nightmares can interfere with sleep and may cause people to seek medical help. A recently proposed treatment consists of imagery rehearsal. This approach appears to reduce the effects of nightmares and other symptoms in acute stress disorder and post-traumatic stress disorder. Imagery rehearsal. Do you know what that means?
No.
Neither do I. Well, in other words, imagine that you're going to see yourself falling down an elevator shaft. Imagine that you're going to see yourself running around naked in the middle of downtown Manhattan. Imagine, all these things. Got it?
That's fine.
I think we touched on something today.
I don't think we've ever had this discussion before.
Well, good. And look at all these emails on here. There's a bunch. Oh, my God. What about bridges? Ever have nightmares about bridges? As a matter of fact, I'm a little bit queasy about driving. I'm not afraid to drive anywhere, but, what's that bridge in Tampa? Is it the St. Pete? Not the Skyway, not the big one.
I don't know. I only know about the Skyway.
No. There's one that goes across the bay. I'm trying to think where it is, and it's very narrow. And I don't like driving across that bridge. When we did the week in Tampa when we were there, and I had to drive across that thing to go to the dog track or whatever, I don't like that. Do you? Do you mind driving across narrow bridges over water?
Nope.
Hector says that email you read about some guys relative stepping into an elevator where there was no car and falling to his death as proof that Darwin's theory really works. Unbelievable. Well, why is that? He's knocking the guy. Barry Jackass. We don't care about Sid, okay, Barry? We don't care. Trying desperately to get me to talk about him nonstop, incessantly. I get all these people. Oh, well, Sid, that we don't care. Nobody else does either. That's why he's got a one-something share. He's got no audience. Brandon, who's just foaming at the mouth, says, I'll tell you one more thing, really a major problem in elevators. You go to a building, there are two elevators side by side. You see one of them is out of order. I'll really stand there for a minute or two and think about using the stairs if it's 10-plus flights. What? If one of the elevators is out of order? Just kiss the ground that they got the sign there. John says, I think a recurring nightmare to add to the poll should be sexual shortcomings. He spelled one of those words in an interesting way, but nevertheless.
Well, I know exactly what it is in my case.
What is that?
Self-consciousness about my body.
Really?
Because it doesn't look as good as it used to.
Oh. Well, mine never look good, so I don't have to worry about that.
This is the Neil Rogers Show.
You fairy.
This is your brain. Any questions?
Out Magazine, who've quickly become known for outing some of the greatest names in show business, is proud as a pigeon to introduce the gay community to a very special fellow. In fact, he's a real doll. It's Gay Ken. Just pull his string and he'll make you sing.
Bend me over and use me like a habit trail.
He's toiled in the shadow of that fish Barbie for 25 years, and now he's out.
Paddle me like a canoe on the Delaware River.
Hi, this is Harvey Firestein. You know, after a long night spanking biker boys at Purgatory or chasing around the extras at La Cage, I can't wait to go home and play with Ken.
Let's redecorate Barbie's funhouse using lots of mauve and dry flowers.
Coming soon, it's G.I. JoJo with Kung Fu Grip. Pull his string and he'll sing show tunes just like Judy Garland.
You fairy.
It's 11:03 at 560 WQM. Why does MTV put on the most screaming queens? I've always accused television of this, and this is the stereotype they love to project. You know, they have those shows, Another Shot at Love, and then these other stupid shows where they have one contestant on there, and they have to pick one of like 5 or 6 guys or chicks or whatever. And then when they have the gay thing on there, they got the most screaming, oh my God, queens. Mincing, screaming, flaming.
Flaming.
What's that all about?
I don't know. Good point.
Well, I'd call MTV and complain if I were you. Being the heterosexual token on this show. Paul says, my recurring nightmare is being married. Then I wake up and cry because it's true. I like that. By the way, put on the poll falling.
Okay.
Several people have emailed that falling.
Indeed.
Like in a free fall, you know.
Right,
I used to have that many times in my younger days. I guess maybe my life is like, I don't know. Maybe I've had so many experiences, most of them bad, that I just, there's nothing I have any nightmares about anymore. I don't have them no more. And I used to have them a lot. But I think when you're younger, you have like all these fears of the unknown. And then when you get older, you know, and then you're sad about it.
Right.
You're sad that you know. Like about marriage and stuff like that. Steve in Jersey says, for a long time I've heard your Geldy soundbite promo, but never bothered to tune in. I heard him the other day only because he followed you. You guys weren't kidding. Now I get the gelding reference. He sounds like he just had them cut off. Or just got that over in the locker room. Painful to listen to, says Steve in New Jersey. Yeah, he's it's not personal. He doesn't have a voice for broadcasting, that's all. Very simple, not complicated. Doesn't make him a bad person. Doesn't make him a good person. He's just, like that. I didn't have any further response from Leo at 790 across the street. Elderly man dies while trapped between elevator door and security gate. This is from Kenny Kramer. Hallandale Beach, no less. Oh, boy. Buzz up, it says. The body of 81-year-old Myron Kafka was found yesterday morning between the elevator door and the security gate on the 3rd floor of an office building in Hallandale. Now, this is from today, this story, I believe. No, maybe not. I don't know. Officials tell the Sun Sentinel that a maintenance worker found Kafka's body early yesterday morning. They consider the death accidental, but say they aren't sure what killed the Hollywood, Florida resident. Someone installed a security gate outside the elevator, so when the guy got off the elevator and the door shut behind him, he was faced with a gate in front of him and a closed door behind him. He had nowhere to go. Richard Walter, head of the Building Code Division Elevator Section, tells the newspaper he couldn't reach the hall button for the elevator and was stuck there. Police say he wasn't crushed, according to the Herald. We don't know how he died or how long he's been there, said Andrew Casper, a Hallandale Beach police spokesman. They don't plan to perform an autopsy. The property owner was cited for having an illegal gate that blocked access to the elevator. Update at 9:25 a.m., which I guess is last Wednesday. Medical examiner says a heart attack killed Kafka at least days before his body was found. And it's got a number, I'm sure, but I can't. It's not there. At least several days. So he had a heart attack. He went into panic mode. Wouldn't you panic?
Yeah, I mean,
if you got off the elevator and there's a security gate and nowhere to go and you're like stuck, you're just trapped there?
Yeah.
You probably...
I'm dying over
That's
here.
right. That would be my thought. Gandy Bridge, by the way, thank you. Several people have pointed out, and also some incorrect one. No, it's not the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. I don't mind big bridges like that. Like there's one in... Is it Hamilton? No, it's St. Catharines on the way to Niagara Falls here. There's a big, tall, one of those kind of bridges, you know, big span. Mm-hmm. Doesn't bother me at all. But the narrow ones across waterways where there's water on your right and water on your left, and there's no room for error. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The Gandy Bridge. You ever drive across the Gandy Bridge?
I don't think so.
And that does go to Derby Lane. I think that's the old St. Pete dog track. Bart says, I dream about falling from very high places. Buildings, bridges, cliffs. Wow. Kathy says, after my email about Phil Hendry yesterday, you mused to George, so he's still with the right wing stuff, huh? Since I ended up waking up again this morning at 3 a.m., I thought I'd answer you. He started the show with a selection of sound clips from Governor Blagojevich's talk show yesterday. He correctly pointed out that Blagojevich was constantly contradicting himself and not a bright bulb. No kidding. This led him to remind his audience that, on the other hand, Governor Sarah Palin was simply made to look like an idiot by the media and or the liberals because they don't like her because she shoots moose. Phil believes that Palin is a bright lady. She's just naive, and the people around her didn't prepare her to deal with people like Charlie Gibson and Katie Couric. Right. He then said that there was Caroline Kennedy, and that I don't know a great deal about her, but I've listened to her lately to see what she thinks, and I think what she thinks is nothing, said Phil. Phil then had former Senator Tom Tancredo on the air to bitch about the Obama economic plan. He insisted that only cuts have ever stimulated the economy, tax cuts. Getting people working will do very little. Claiming that the Bush tax refund proved this, conveniently forgetting that a job isn't a one-time payment. Phil said nothing about that, but asked him a question about the 30s depression, at which time Tancredo announced that anything and everything that FDR did had been useless. There hadn't been one iota of improvement in the economy till WW2 started, and Phil let it go without a word. I guess Phil and Tancredo think that stories don't travel down through families. My grandfather worked on the something of Northern Illinois through the WPA during the Depression. And anyone who knew my grandfather would never say it was because he was some kind of ne'er-do-well who couldn't hold a job on his own. That income eventually led him to owning a gas station garage, among other things. Also, this pro-marijuana stance of his is very odd. The segment is called Dr. Green Thumb, but it seems to be made completely of stories from stupid criminals' pot division files. The kind that my ex-boyfriend, who was in the DEA, liked to use as proof that pot was worse than booze. So is Henry serious with this, or running a disinformation campaign? It's all too sad, says Kathy. I have a solution for it, Kathy. Stop listening.
Are you sure?
That's always the catch-all, but it's true. If you don't like what his show has become, what he's doing, I would stop waking up in the middle of the night and listening to it. I mean, does that sound like...
It's pretty revolutionary. I don't know.
Yeah. The Beast, who's just the biggest yenta, man. If you look up the word yenta, you'll see that big fat tub right next to it in the dictionary. The Beast says, this is one time Clarence isn't wrong. Joe Rose isn't broadcasting from the Super Bowl. Zach is over there lining up guests to call into Joe's show during the week. Joe went over today for Media Day to do some stuff for Channel 6, but I believe he'll be back in studio tomorrow. The only reason I know we're moving is because George Corso was talking about the dimensions of the new talk studio down the street. Otherwise, there's been no big internal announcement. However, since I'm now a part-time employee, maybe I'm not privy to that important information. Brian the Beast London, broadcaster and executive producer, University of Miami Hurricanes Radio Network. Well, let me point something out to you, Beast, that I'm sure you already are well aware of. If I can get it right on here. But you're probably too embarrassed to admit it.
The hurricane f***ing blow.
Right. So this is one time Clarence isn't wrong. Sticking up for his boyfriend, okay? Defending the indefensible is the way I look at it. I mean, this is the same Clarence that had you on the schedule yesterday because you worked last Monday.
That's small potatoes. That's my
the same simple.
What has it got to do with, the game?
What has it got to do with the game, man? The game, the Super Bowl. We're talking Super Bowl. So Tony Segreto retired, huh?
I guess.
Don't you miss Tony badly?
No.
Silly person. Oh, you don't like anybody. You rip everybody. I don't dislike Tony. I like him just fine. He was on my show 100 years ago. Him and Hank were on the show. On INZ, when I was doing like middays, when I finally got them off at nights. Boy, it took me some real heavy talking to get them to take me off of that 8 to midnight shift and put me on middays. And that was the beginning, baby. That was the beginning of making some serious big bucks. Big bucks, baby. The kind that losers like Jimmy Syphilis could only dream of making. Unless he goes back and plays football again. Longtime female listener, says Betty, my recurring dream is that I'm driving on a highway with my eyes closed. I can't open them no matter how hard I try. I have no idea what it means, but it wakes me up every time. Seems very real while I'm having it. Well, nightmares always seem very real. Don't they?
Yep.
Ralph says, music on the bus. You're on the bus when you suddenly realize you need to fart. The music is really loud, so you time your farts with a beat. After a couple of songs, you start to feel better as you approach your stop. As you're leaving the bus, people really start staring you down, and that's when you remember you've been listening to your iPod. That's not bad. You don't like it?
I like it.
I liked it. George hated it.
Arr.
That's your former friend, P.R. Ralph. You always hated weekends.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Did he tuck it or did he cock it?
Since the 70s revival, it's a common scene in many doctors' offices.
You gotta tell me, please. Why can't I dance?
Well, I'm afraid you have white meningitis.
White meningitis, a tragic affliction causing so many to give up trying to get down.
Staying alive, oh yeah, staying alive. Woo!
The symptoms are easy to spot. The inability to snap your fingers or clap your hands anywhere near the beat of music.
Wow, what a groove! Dig it, baby!
Your singing causes an instant gag reaction to all those standing next to you.
Oh, my God.
And, of course, when you're out, no one wants to stand next to you.
Hi, guys.
Wait, where you go? Come back. We wish we could say there's hope for white meningitis, but there isn't. The only recommended course of action is rhythmic abstinence.
Well, there must be something you can do.
No, just stop what you're doing. You're embarrassing the hell out of us. Thank you.
You're welcome. 11:18 at 560 WQM. We got the big O from the Super Bowl at 2 this afternoon. Mad Dog at the Super Bowl at 4, and then after that, it's the Canes, baby, the Canes. Followed by the Beast at 9:30 after the basketball game. George is going to be glued to his radio for that.
You know it. Got my
Here's
headset.
You're My Bitch. I knew I could get that bitch to email today. Oh, yeah. Subject, I agree. I agree about the screamers on MTV, but I find it hilarious and hypocritical of you to bitch about them when you, sir, are a mincing screamer yourself. All you do is scream and complain all day. Nothing has changed. I may agree with you about MTV, but you know what? I don't agree with you about everything else. Goldie's show is just fine. You say he doesn't have a voice for radio? Well, you, sir, don't have the material for radio.
You,
well, you sir. Yeah, now who's that sound like? Mario. There's the giveaway. Why don't you quit making a living off picking on others and just hand the reins to George already? You suck. Bah, bah. Yeah, he's got it written out. I can read it. Bah. Bah. You want the reins? Let me hand you the reins. Here's George.
Oh, God. Can I have the money, too?
No.
Oh, jeez.
Just the reins.
Sorry.
T. Gann says, what does it mean if your dream has you come... Oh, another, before I get to this, I told you this many, many times. My radio nightmare that I used to have recurring, I mean, just on and on, was a disc jockey, not a talk show, but a disc jockey dream, nightmare, that I would be playing music and my record would end and wouldn't have the next record queued up and I had nothing prepared.
We've all had that.
Unprepared.
Like that bit that you have that isn't a bit? The guy trying to play something?
Oh, yeah, KXRK.
Something like that. No matter what you try to hit, it doesn't work. You try to hit a spot, you try to hit a record, nothing works. And then you come to work here and you realize it's not a nightmare.
No. Then you wake up and you realize you're working for Joe Bell. Oh, that transcends the whole nightmare thing. I mean, it's just beyond description. Anyway, Tegan says, suppose you were a national news broadcaster, your dream has you walking onto the set stark naked. Okay. Dempsey says, what about bridges? Ever have nightmares about bridges? I used to have a recurring nightmare about driving over a bridge that doesn't have the other side, just driving into nowhere and then falling. But of course, always waking up in mid-fall. In the most popular version of this recurring dream, the bridge is actually an enormous old-fashioned children's slide, the silver metal one you find in the backyard or on a playground. I would drive up the slide as if it were a bridge and fall over the top where the ladder steps are. Remarkably, when I was in college and in the student work program, I had a job at the campus art museum. I would help with the installations of new shows. One afternoon when they had started to something in the works for a show by Roger Brown, a modern artist, I walked into the museum and was dumbfounded, stopping in my tracks. There was me. There before me was my dream. The artist had made a large sculpture of a children's slide turned into a bridge with little cars going up and over. I told the people I worked with, they said I should ask the artist about it on opening night. When I did get to talk to him and told him about my dreams and asked him where he got the idea, he thanked me for it and said he took it from the collective subconsciousness. I haven't had that dream since, says Dempsey. He took it from the collective subconsciousness. Again, gobbledygook. Does that make sense to you?
No.
No. Well, here's something fairly encouraging. Masturbation may be good for you or bad depending on your age.
Really?
The solitary sexual activity that is widely practiced but little discussed is linked with an increased risk of prostate cancer when practiced frequently by young men in their 20s and 30s, doctors say. By the time the men reach their 50s, it may protect against the disease because it helps remove toxins that have built up over a lifetime.
I see.
Prostate cancer is known to be driven by the male hormone testosterone, and men with high levels of testosterone tend to have a higher sex drive and higher risk of the cancer.
I see.
But most research has examined older men because prostate cancer is unusual under 50. Researchers at the University of Nottingham studied the link between sexual activity in younger men and the disease to see if it affected their long-term risk. More than 400 men with prostate cancer diagnosed before the age of 60 were questioned about their sexual habits over the preceding decades, and the results compared with 400 controls. The findings showed that those who had been most sexually active in their 20s, having sexual intercourse or masturbating more than 20 times a month, were more likely to have the cancer. Frequent masturbation, but not sexual intercourse in the 20s and 30s, was significantly linked with the later development of prostate cancer. In their 50s, men who were most sexually active, more than 10 times a month for sexual intercourse and masturbation combined, enjoyed a small protective effort. The effect was greater when masturbation was assessed on its own. Polixeni Dimitropoulou, some Greek guy, who led the study published in the British Journal of Urology International, said, it seems as if keeping up a certain level of sexual activity through the decades is better than having a high level early in the 20s and 30s and then nothing. One theory is that during the early years, the prostate gland is more susceptible to hormonal changes and is still developing. As men age and accumulate toxins from the diet or through their lungs, sexual activity may help release them. Studies have found toxins in the semen and the fluid produced in the prostate. As you age, it's more important for you to flush them out. When in doubt, flush them out. However, she admitted there was no good explanation of why masturbation should have a greater impact on prostate cancer, either by increasing or reducing the risk than sexual intercourse. For our sample, there was no association with intercourse. All the effect was coming from masturbation. But it may have to do with our group of men. With a different group, keep in mind these are Brits. With a different group, there could be different findings. She added, what makes our study stand out from previous research is that we focused on the younger age group than normal and included both intercourse and masturbation at various stages in people's lives. A possible explanation for the protective effect that men in their 50s appear to receive from overall sexual activity, and especially masturbation, is that the release of the accumulated toxins during sexual activity reduces the risk of developing cancer in the prostate area. The theory, however, has not been firmly established, and further research is necessary. They're working on it.
Good.
As we speak, they're working
Me too.
on it, feverishly.
I'm working on it.
I'll bet.
Right now.
276 votes on that poll. Nightmares. Oh, my God. This idiot so I may vent. Go away. Don't go away mad, just go away. You send crap. You send caca. This one says, I have had a recurring dream the past week. President is being interviewed by Larry Low Me $50 King and says, hey, Larry, watch this. He proceeds to pull off his head, and George Bush's head pops up, laughing like an idiot. Larry immediately goes to commercial. I see. Starting to get a better insight into this crowd that we've got. Neil at neilrogers.com for all your complaints. All your defensive Geldy. George is a big Geldy fan.
Yep. We party, we hang.
Do you?
Oh, yeah. All the time.
You hang it?
Just this morning.
And the worst part of the whole deal is he really believes that he belongs on the air. I never forget the first week that we were on the air down on the second floor on this station, and a spot came up, and I can tell you, I don't remember the name of the place because they're long since out of business. Remember we went there and had dinner with Zoltan and his wife?
Right.
It was a cigar bar, wine,
right, like
steakhouse.
London
kind of
Broil or something like that.
Well, whatever it was.
Yes.
And I heard, we're sitting there in a break, commercial break, and I heard Geldy's voice doing the spot for this place. And I thought to myself, what kind of, I can't even describe my feelings when I heard that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was doing spots for, like, people in business. I'm not saying that because he did the spot they went out of business, but nevertheless they did, you know. Zoltan. Remember Zoltan?
Of course.
Those are the days, baby. Early days when we didn't know what the hell was going on. All we knew is that they just barely got us on the air the first day. And poor George Corso worked feverishly until like 4 in the morning or whatever, till almost when we went on the air at 10 o'clock. And Greg Reed took the whole family and split. Went to Chicago. When the going gets tough, get going, out of town. That was Greg. Because he was positive we'd never get on the air. But we did. And here we are 11 years later and 1 month. And we're still here. Remember Chris Moron. I don't think Neil Rogers will ever be on QAM. Oh, you're right. How's Chris Moron doing, by the way? Anybody know where he turned out?
Nope.
Neil Rogers.
God.
If your toothpaste doesn't taste great, your kids don't brush long enough, which could lead to ugly tartar buildup. The solution? Regular checkups and brushing with New Crust, the tartar-controlled toothpaste laced with crack cocaine.
Hey, son, almost done in there?
Brushing, get up, brushing! Crust is not only clinically proven, it's also highly addictive. So your kids will brush and brush and brush. And brush and brush and brush.
Come on, Billy, it's been 45 minutes.
Brushing, 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 brushing.
If you're not careful, you're going to wear those teeth down to little nubbin.
Oh, God, no!
What's wrong, son?
Almost out of crust. Hook your kids on a healthy habit for life. Brushing with New Crust with crack cocaine.
Sure, I'm going to be late for work now, but it's good to see Billy brushing.
Get out, old man. This is a carjacking.
Billy, what are you doing?
I said out.
Oh, Billy, what are you doing?
Gotta sell the car to get more crust. New Crust toothpaste laced with crack cocaine. Recommended by 9 out of 10 drug addicts.
11:32 at 560 WQM. Boy, I haven't played that in a long time. That's a classic.
Yes, it is.
I mean, some of those oldies, you know, if we never heard them again, it would be fine. But that's a classic.
Indeed.
Brandon says, don't add this to the pool. I won't. But the worst is when you're having an absolutely fantastic dream, and right when it gets good, you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
It might as well be a nightmare because I can never get back to it once I've woken up, and it pisses me off. Well, that's bad. That's because the Lord works in mysterious ways. Just to piss us off. Maybe there is a God, and he's a sadistic, hateful bastard, you know? Cruel, evil. Not as cruel and evil as Joe Bell or Joyce, but maybe close. Kathy says about not listening to Phil. 1, trust me, I'd rather be asleep at 3 a.m., and when I wake up like that, I need some sound to get my mind off things and get back to sleep. Doesn't always work, but talk radio is better than music for me. So it's Sports Talk, the guy who replaced Art Bell or Phil. 2, I remember Phil fondly from the old days, cooking with Mandich, Margaret, his Art Bell impressions, keeping complaint calls, hitting the phone buttons forever, and even the day he played the entire audio from the movie, something of the humanoids. What is it?
I don't know.
And every once in a while, that Phil does show up on his new show. Every once in a while. But the sooner I'm not awake to be listening to anything at that hour, the happier I'll be. And as for your current poll, am I the only one who has nightmares about coming home to find my house burglarized or having my car stolen? I'm sure not, Kathy. I'm sure you're not the only one. Jack says the Nazi in drags, Benny the 16th, the Pope, is upset at Obama for trying to prevent unwanted pregnancies. While the Catholic religion has the perfect contraceptive, they do it with your boys.
Oh.
There you go. Nobody ever got pregnant that way that I heard of.
No.
Rectum.
Right. Well, here's one about our favorite taco smell. I still haven't been there, by the way, although we did have lunch at Red Lobster a few days ago.
You mentioned it.
And it was okay. Chowder was good. The stuffed mushrooms with the crab meat were very good. And that's all I had. The fast food chain Taco Smell is solely liable for $42 million in breach of contract awards to two Michigan men who developed the mascot idea, which was the basis of the company's ad campaign in the 90s. The wisecracking Chihuahua, who earned millions for Taco Bell Corp. and some criticism from Latinos as an ethnic stereotype, has a new slogan, Yo quiero mi dinero, I want my money. A federal appeals court Friday ruled that Taco Bell is solely liable for $42 million in breach of contract awards to two Michigan men who created the diminutive mascot that starred in Irvine's fast food giants hit $500 million advertising campaign in the 1990s. I just can't stand this chopped off stuff on the right-hand edge. Is that Don Irvine Jr.? Who that? William Irvine? Brad Irvine. Drove at Pompano Park one year. Not well, but TV commercials featured the dog decked out as a beret sporting revolutionary or bandit in a sombrero, stirring complaints that they amounted to derogatory depictions of Mexicans. But the spots featuring the Chihuahua and voiceover by actor Carlos Alazraqui, A-L-A-Z-R-A-Q-U-I, Alazraqui, were phenomenally successful. I wonder if he's kin to Orlando Alzaquiri.
Rock solid.
The talking dog's refrain, Yo quiero Taco Bell, became a pop culture punchline as well as a drop the chalupa line, an instant favorite with sports commentators, and Viva Gorditas, long live the fat ones, the little fat ones, the name of Mexican food chain stuffed crunchy taco. The Gorditas. You ever have a gordita?
Not lately.
The ad stopped running in 2000, feeding the dog named Gidget for further big and small screen fame, freeing the dog, with roles in Legally Blonde 2, Red, White, and Blonde, and Geico insurance ads. She also appeared on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, during which he was given a choice between a Taco Bell chalupa and Kentucky Fried Chicken. KFC, which like Taco Bell is a subsidiary of Louisville-based Yum Brands, won out. How do you like that? The dog picked the KFC and said, drop the chalupa. A dispute over the rights to market the sassy Chihuahua began in 98 when Joseph Shields and Thomas Rinks of Grand Rapids, Michigan, filed suit alleging breach of contract. The developers of a Psycho Chihuahua cartoon have been in talks with Taco Bell advertising agents to adapt the character for TV spots. When the men claimed in their lawsuit, Taco Bell took the idea to another agency, TBWA Chiat Day. In June 2003, a federal jury in Michigan ordered Taco Bell to pay the creators $30 million, and a federal judge tacked on nearly $12 million more in interest than 3 months later. The judgments prompted Taco Bell to sue TWA, arguing that the ad agency was liable for the disputed content. Friday's decision by the U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in Taco Bell Corp. versus TBWA ruled the fast food chain, not the ad agency, was responsible for the ads and awards the Wrench agency owned by Shields and Rinks. When asked if Taco Bell would appeal the decision, company spokesman Rob Potesh said, "We just received the opinion today. We're reviewing our options." Well, there's some real tourists in Taco Smell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to go there this weekend for sure. Just out of spite to all these negatory people out there. Of course, no matter what we like, we have negatory. Oh, your tasters and your tachas, blah, 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 blah.
Whatever you like, whatever you say.
That's right. Whatever you think. Clem says, I heard Chris Moron on Fox Sports Radio Sunday morning on some show called Moneyball. He was as schmitty as ever. Well, that's pretty schmitty. Frederick says, I keep dreaming that Obama makes pot legal and thereby solves most of our problems, but then the controlling right-wingers show up, and I'm back in the stockade for a Philly blunt. Tell him where to get the good stuff. Tracy says, although I've had the typical nightmares from time to time, my vote for the poll is being awakened by an intruder. This is the most disturbing nightmare I've had occasionally. Once I dreamed the intruder was there, but I couldn't wake up to fight or flee. It's not a surprising nightmare I have, as I know it comes from a true fear that I have. I can't say it's all bad since it prompted me to take a self-defense training course, which is probably good to know. Have a great day, Tracy and Kendall. You too, Tracy. Lock the doors, honey.
Grab my junior, honey.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Absolutely.
Hi, I'm Aaron Summers, and you know what? You got me talking on the passion phone. Tell me the story about how you got blown. I got you down. Yeah. Holy cow. I'll tell you once more before I hang up the phone. I got you down. The lines are jammed up. Yeah, there isn't a doubt. Call up and tell me what it's all about. I got you down. Yeah. Holy cow. I'll tell you once more before I hang up the phone. I got you down. 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 Here on the show, there's a new topic each night. Who'd you have sex with a black or with a white? I got you down. Yeah. Holy cow. I'll tell you once more before I hang up the phone. I got you down.
Are you sure? 11:45. Well, we've been Phil Henry intensive there for a couple minutes, so I figured I'd play that.
Good.
Is that okay?
That's fine.
He used to be a real hoot, man. We had some good times back in those days, but that's in the past. Shirley, who gave you the ticket the other day, the losing ticket at Gulfstream on Friday, she says her nightmares all come from past trauma.
Okay.
That's it. That's what she says.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, we are too. Here's the way the poll shapes up so far. 297 vote. My most recurring My most recurring nightmares are of, well, I don't like the way that's worded, but it's okay. I don't have any recurring nightmares, 115. My job, 36. I can't recall any of them, 31. People in general, 25. Family members, 17. A failed romance, 14. Death, 11. A deep, dark secret from my past, 9. Falling, 7. Something that happened in school, 6. People I hate, 6. Oh, that could be just about anybody in my case, like the Squeakmeister. You would take Gildy under your wing and teach him what? How to talk?
Sure.
Monsters, 6. Creepy crawlies, 5. Something that happened in my youth, 4. A rape, 3. And snakes, 2. Snakes. I don't know about you, but I'm not really fond of snakes, and I'm especially not fond of people who have snakes as pets. Not the kind not trouser snakes.
I see.
I'm not all that crazy about people who have snakes as pets.
They smell, you know.
They do?
Snake poop is one of the most obnoxious aromas in existence.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Reptile crap in general, but snake crap?
Snake crap.
It's a funk all its own.
I wonder if we can say that on the air. Better call up Bubba and see if Joyce lets him say snake crap. Boy, is he in for it, huh?
Excuse me.
Is he going to be in for a real surprise? Not a good one either. He'll be having nightmares. Maybe he'll be finally the one that goes over there and takes care of Joyce, takes that bitch out. Wouldn't put it past him.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his buddy Hulk Hogan can go over there to Fort Myers or Naples, wherever they're hanging out, and give her what for. You know what I mean by what for?
Oh, yeah.
I think you do.
A 2x4?
Neil@neilrogers.com. That's our email address. Slowing down. They're out of dreams. They're out of nightmares. Jim in Cooper City says, take a look at Obama's mother-in-law. That's James Brown reincarnated. Well, that's bad. You racist people are just nasty as hell. Next you'll be making jokes about Aunt Your Mama. I've had a dream numerous times that someone is chasing me and my legs won't move, or like I'm in quicksand. The harder I try, the slower I move. Yeah, I've had that one.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody is chasing you.
Mm-hmm.
And your legs are moving, but you're not going anywhere. It's kind of like us at QAM. We're moving, we're breathing, but we're not going anywhere. Well, we're going somewhere. I take that back. Speaking of horrible odors, we're going somewhere. Right in the toilet. Right in the tank. Thanks a lot, Jolly Joe. I'm delighted that Bubba Love Sponge is here to like a unsolicited testimonial.
Right.
About Joyce. Because all these naysayers, oh, when you blame Joyce and you blame Joe about... They haven't got any idea what's going on here. What the restrictions are. I mean, some of us remember the day when, like Bob and Tom, they used to be hysterical. And now there's a whole bunch of their stuff that we have in the DCS here. We can't even play it.
Right.
Let me give you an example. Just a brief...
Hi, Felicia. Gee, I love your dress.
Yeah,
Look
right.
At that. What?
In your
Even the
wildest
Felicia
dreams.
thing, I'm not... Huh?
Yeah. That
What?
bit. It's a great bit. We'll never, ever be able to play that again.
Hi, Felicia. Gee, I love your dress, and your hair looks so shiny and manageable. Are you still shampooing with...
Oh, I bet you she's got a good head on her shoulders, though.
I'll bet.
Oh. You know, you go up and down. I don't have to tell you this, but you go up and down the thing here in the DCS.
Yep.
The alphabetical listing.
It's enough to make you cry.
And, that's really great, but I can't play that. I can't play this. We can't play much of anything.
Oh, look at that. Leanne farts. Oh, I can't play that.
Higher Bush. Higher Bush. Higher Bush.
We can play that. It's a little bit late, though. And all these people jumping on Obama now, sending me all these pictures and stupid crap. The election's over, okay? He won by a landslide. He is your president. And as far as the Bush crowd is concerned...
Takes forever to get that taste and smell out of your system.
Amen. You tell him, Fat Henry. I wonder if Hank lost an ounce or two. What do you think? Since he and Jimmy Syphilitic, since their wine business went... Well, I don't know if he was like a partner in it or if he was just the official taster and eater. Yeah, and once they change the format on IOD, Jimmy Syphilitic's going to be out on the street altogether. What's he going to do? And also, I asked the Beast the other day, but he was mum as usual. He doesn't tell you crap. Because weren't we hearing rumors that they're dumping Zagacki on the UM games and also that Jimmy is out as the Dolphin guy?
If I heard that rumor, I would have paid no attention to it.
Because you could care less.
That's right.
Well, I will say this. Jimmy Syphilitic, don't say anything bad about you. That's true. Oh, here we go. The fake Phil Henry. We had a great time at WIOD. I have fond memories. Perhaps we'll cross paths again in the future. Warm regards, Phil. No, I don't think that's the real Phil.
No.
Warm regards. That's not his style. Any more than it would be my style. I wouldn't send him warm regards. I have, like, ambivalent feelings about him. He's a great talent, but the problem is he doesn't know what he wants to be. You know what I mean by that?
No. Explain it.
In other words, he can't find his niche. He wants to be a TV comedian guy, like that TV show that was on for 5 minutes. Yeah. He wants to be a political right-wing goofball. He wants to be a funny guy. You know, I mean, he's got the ability to be very funny and very creative and entertaining, but that's not good enough for Phil, I guess. And he hasn't figured out what his niche is in life. It's like my old friend Bill Calder, who was a great DJ, a much less than great talk show host, and the reason being that Bill was very thin-skinned. And if you're going to be a talk show guy, you can't be thin-skinned. And somebody would call and rip him an ass, and, he would take it personally. I mean, really personally, to the point of, like, neurosis. Now, how can you do that? How can you survive in this business?
I don't know. A lot of drugs, pills, maybe?
Doing that.
Yeah.
And then when I left W Snooze and I went to INZ and they hired him to go on up against me at night, he was my best friend at that time. And they hired him to go on opposite me on WNWS. And he didn't last a week. And people would call, oh, well, you're an O'Neill. You can't do it. And he would just melt. He would just go to pieces. Can you imagine if he would have been getting these emails that we get?
Oh, man.
I find them all just hysterically amusing.
They
I mean, you know, it's depressing that there's so many idiots out there, but they're funny.
They are funny. It's like a homeless person criticizing what you're wearing.
If you don't take calls, how can we register our complaints? Oh, I mean, the lines in some of these. I mean, you know, thank you for feeding us the great lines, by the way. We could never have done better ourselves. Now that we're out of material. We still got 2 hours to go today, and we're out of material. Maybe George. Maybe I'll hand the reins over to George.
Oh, man, not like this.
What do you mean by that?
What, without any warning like that?
Here's a picture of Obama's mother-in-law, and she just looks like a black lady to me. She don't look like anything special. I just don't get it. Mark and Kendall's got a thing about elevators. Good. I hope Brandon listens very carefully. Turn it up, Brandon. Crank it up. This might be some good life advice. Isn't that what we're here for, to get life advice and critiques and complaints?
That's right. It's like the dunking booth at the carnival. We're here for people to throw stuff at.
Yeah. Why do people do that?
Because they're miserable in their own lives. Well, it's very logical. If you know how to be happy, you're busy doing that. Did
I mention I lost my ass at Woodbine last night?
No, you didn't mention that. Or if you did, I didn't hear it.
Not good. No, I did not mention it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's what I meant to say.
Mark in Kendall says, your fear of stepping off an elevator into the shaft cannot happen. If elevator doors open between floors, there is a wall about an inch away. However, if you're ever on an elevator and the door opens between floors, do not try to climb out of the car. Sit tight.
Oh, yeah.
Sit tight. If you have to joist, go for it. A little embarrassment is better than getting cut in half. The story about the guy falling down the shaft is an urban legend. The motor that opens and closes elevator doors is on the car. The only way hall doors can be opened without the car being there is manually. And yes, dumbasses push them open and do fall down the shaft. Oh, how do you like that? In other words, if you push the doors open and you get them open and, whoops, there you go. Most people's fear of elevators come from the movies, however. There's been...
What?
Well, I'm trying to read the edge here. There's been one movie that successfully sabotaged an elevator. I'm not saying which one. Don't want to give some of the crazies any ideas.
I think there's a movie called Elevator.
Oh. You and George are great, Mark and Kendall. No complaints, no critiques, no criticism.
It's clean?
No life advice.
Smell it.
No. It's pristine and clean for this old queen. One of the nicest ones I ever seen. Thanks, Mark. I'm not really sure I understand that whole thing about when the door opens, I don't get that. Do you?
No, not really.
I mean, there are a lot of movies about, fights in elevators and elevators opening and stuff like that.
Right.
How about in Silence of the Lambs when he's hiding up above there? Is there an elevator thing, or is that just in the crawl space?
I assume that, there's like a little door up there. But I don't know if all elevators have a little door up on top.
Yeah, and then you climb out on top of the car, I guess.
Right.
And go for a ride. In fact, what I'm going to do is after the break, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go down the hall. I'm going to open that little door. I'm going to get me a foot ladder and open up the door and climb up in there and then go for a ride down the elevator to the bottom. Get the shaft.
This is Dick Cheney. I like to relax by having Mary Magdalene massage my balls while listening to the Neil Rogers 12 to 1 hour.
Geldy, talking on a sports show, trying to be macho. Your voice sounds just like a 7-year-old girl, a little sports host shill. What else are you there for? Geldy, talking like a baby who needs a little training. Why can't you understand? You don't sound like a man. Remove the rubber bands that choke your scrotum. Geldy, your lucky management don't care. 'Cause Geldy, you don't belong there on the air. And Geldy, the sports can wait till your voice cracks. 'Cause anyone who sounds like that should find another job. And they should only take you back when both your BBs drop. Oh, Geldy, when you gonna grow up? You make us wanna throw up. You silly squeaky fool, go to broadcasting school. Your prepubescent voice makes you sound like a putz. You're a putz.
Absolutely.
You're a putz. You're a putz.
I want you to this is your assignment, but I know you won't do it. You've got to take him under your wing and teach him to be a real broadcaster. Yogi. Well, you didn't do your first assignment. You didn't go to Five Guys Burger Joint.
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Sorry, everyone in the household is sick. I was taking care of the family.
Yeah. Well, what have they been sick since we talked about that 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago?
Oh,
yeah. I think so. That was last week.
Get out of here. Last week, my ass.
Okay.
Five Guys.
Yeah.
I never heard of it before these goofballs started. What?
Me either. And there are lots of places that I can eat with a certificate if I'm going to go out somewhere in today's economy.
Oh, now you're hot on the certificates, huh?
No. I can't afford to go out, period, end of story. If I did have the desire to go out, I could go out to a restaurant and, it could be much more affordable than it would be to go to Five Guys.
Well, why is that? How do you know? Maybe they'll treat you. All the positive vibes they've gotten on their show the last 2, 3, 4 months.
Nevertheless.
You're not going?
Probably not.
Well, that's why I'm not giving you the other assignment. You failed on the first one. Why would I give you the assignment of putting Geldy under
my wing? He's way taller than me. How am I going to get him under my wing?
Is he? Well, and so is just about anybody.
Right. Third grade girls are taller than me.
Midget, like your wife.
Mm-hmm.
Rodney says, I hope what you heard about syphilis is true. He's the worst play-by-play guy in the world. I once heard him say Dolphins have the ball at the 52-yard line. Jesus, says Rodney. Even George would know how 52-yard line. Maybe he was thinking about about the CFL, eh? I guess.
Do they do it in meters?
I don't know. They have, I think, 55 yards. I don't really know because I don't pay attention to it. Neither does anybody else. Oh, but it's the Argos, Neil. The Argos, yeah. The Argos, they stink. Not as bad as the Leafs, but then again, who does? The Raptors stink. One great similarity between here and there is that the sports teams, generally speaking, most years, blow. Oh, the Leafs are playing in Minnesota tonight. I think Justin Pogge is going to be in the nets.
Your abs and the fit, sexy look you've always wanted in just 6 weeks.
Yeah, 6 weeks you're going to look just like that. Sure you are, huh? People really believe that crap, you know what?
And people outside in 0-degree weather just to watch the guys practice. Not play, just watch them practice.
Oh, yeah, let's go to practice. Those people who go to watch, whether it's football or hockey or any sport event, those people who go to watch people practice, those people need to be shot. There ought to be an assassination squad at every practice so that spectators who come to watch athletes practice get put where they belong, in the ground. I mean, that's just pathetic. That's like building a gigantic billboard that says,
I have no life.
Oh, my God. Fort Lauderdale, somebody is at Fort Lauderdale Airport going to New York City, says Heath. Your show is saving me from the torture that exists here between crying babies, old people, security checkpoints, looking in my shoes, ID checks at every turn. I want to register my complaints, my good sir, says Heath. Well, good luck to you, Heath. He's at Fort Lauderdale Airport. He'll need good luck. Although that Terminal 2 is a lot better than Terminal 4. Terminal 4, it's terminal. You don't want to go there. Too many flights out of like a shoebox. Too many gates. Too few seats. And as far as crying babies is concerned, I know this is going to sound very bigoted. Oh, you hate children. No, I do not. But I don't like crying, screaming babies for hours when I've spent $1 zillion to fly business class or first class on a plane.
Yep.
I don't want to have to endure all that period of time with screaming, crying, out-of-control babies. Remember I told you about that broad with your 3 kids?
There are worse things.
Out of control, running around like it was a playground, not an airplane.
That's right.
Yeah. And she was up and down like a jack-in-the-box, the mother.
Mm-hmm.
And they always think it's very cute, or like in the airport, the kids are setting off alarms, they're opening up doors.
That's right. Look at my baby.
Mm-hmm. Like in the shopping mall, here's some little kid, and you have no idea who they are, and you could care less, but is there somebody supervising this little kid? I mean, it's like a 4-year-old kid. Where are the parents? Oh, they're shopping, they're busy. They're busy. Here's one that says, I've had this nightmare at least 10 times of a jumbo jet crashing across the street. a couple of blocks over, and the worst part of the nightmare is I hear the crashing and explosion. I wake up in a sweat every time, says Mike in Miami Lakes. Be a great lover with Viagra Prue. I just got that on my Crackberry. Did you hear it, Buzz?
No.
Be a great lover with Viagra Prue. P-R-O-O-O-O-O-O.
Oh.
Yeah. So you tell me there's nothing can be done about that?
About what?
About all that spam.
No, I mean, you can block it, but, they keep writing new spam.
What do you mean you can block it? You don't think I block it?
Of course. They keep writing from different email addresses. They change their URL.
Kidding.
They change things.
And I'll tell you the worst one of all is Yahoo. Every day. If I didn't delete those, I would build up like 1,000.
Right.
Every day I get dozens and dozens and dozens of spam emails on Yahoo. And it's all Viagra and Cialis.
That's right. They know.
They know what?
They know you need it.
Oh, yeah. For what?
For a while.
Don said, had a dream I was hitchhiking through Dade County. Oh, that's a nightmare. And was picked up by your Joyce. She was listening to you and George on the radio, was naked from the waist down. I dove from the car, landed on my feet, and ran all the way to New York.
Lovely.
He had a nightmare about Joyce. Bubba Love Sponge will soon discover that she is a nightmare. She is his worst nightmare. If you think he had problems before, just wait. That's what happens when you go back to terrestrial radio. How's Sirius doing? Still 11 cent?
You tell me.
I'll take a peek. One moment, please. Could be a buying opportunity. Haven't heard from Maria in a few days. You know Maria with diarrhea?
Yeah.
11 cent. It's hanging there, man. One thing about that Sirius stock, it is really
rock solid.
Oh, yeah.
Blue and white colors there, and was racing in traffic all the way around the far turn. Really had a very difficult time finding a...
Farragut's Follies. I thought for a second it said Faggots Follies. F-A-R-R-A-G-O-T.
Yeah, you would.
Farragut's Follies. Third here, getting beaten by about 2 1/4. Just missing in that photo for second. Patty's Bluff, the horse in front there, went on to a clear-cut victory. But
Philadelphia Park, we got the Meadows in 5 minutes. Let's get racing intensive again. Like on Friday. What a shame that you got beat by a 30-1 shot.
Oh, well.
It's just a damn good thing. There was only like $12.50 at stake or something like that on your double. It wasn't enough to get upset about.
I'm not upset.
Well, good. Then this Friday we'll have you bet like $1 zillion.
Great.
How about $100 a race? And we'll stay until 4 o'clock. We'll do like 5 races. $200 a race. 100 to win, 100 to place. And then we'll start wheeling trifectas and, like in 12-horse fields, stuff like that.
Great. If we could just bring Fat Rich back.
Oh, yeah. I had the super.
He could be like, my assistant, my advisor, my mentor.
He was great. He was a great guy. He was a lot of fun. We had, how many years we went to the track together? I would say
100.
When did he die? Last year or the year before?
Year before, at least.
2007? Well, what do you mean at least?
It's been more than a year.
All right, so say 2 years. Almost 30 years we went to the track together.
Huh.
He had tickets in his wallet, under his armpits, in his shirt pocket, in his pants. When the race was over, he'd be pulling tickets out from places that I can't even say on the air. I had the super! And he would be telling this to people who had no idea who he was.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, he was Fat Rich from the Neil Rogers Show.
That's right.
Just like when you do these spots. This is George Rodriguez from the Neil Rogers Show. He was Fat Rich from the Neil Rogers Show.
Difference is I'm actually on the show.
Yeah, well, it's a small...
Occasionally.
Yeah. What you're going to be doing after the break till 2.
Ah, yeah, right.
Crap you can unwrap. All the slime all the time.
Schlemiel tries to put me down and says he has a larger congregation. I tell him right away, now listen here, to negate you heard of my show. It's #1 in the nation. Always pay Kimmel dollars, so be true to your show. Like you would to your mule. Be true to your show. And then he will score. Be
sissies all the time, baby. All you kids out there, just remember it's a bunch of huzzarai. 12:18 at 560 WQAM. Got a little bonus racing coverage in there from the Meadows with screaming, bombastic, arrogant, egotistical, pompous jackass Roger Houston. He was the first race caller at Pompano Park. Did you know that?
I did not.
And now you know that. And then he was replaced by the very ineffectual Jerry Glantz. And then my good close friend Gary Seibel was there for 100 years. And then they got this guy now. Whatever his name is. I'm sure you're well aware of this, the whole race calling thing.
It's all riveting.
Is it?
No.
Well, if you're not into horse racing, then why would you care about who's calling the races?
I could not care.
What about if Geldy?
Oh, he'll make it.
He's calling the races.
Notice.
Or John Imbrial.
Who?
Michigan man 93 froze to death indoors. Bay City, Michigan. A 93-year-old man froze to death inside his home, and autopsies determined because they limited his flow of electricity for not paying his bills. Marvin E. Schur, S-C-H-U-R. Marvin Schur. Sounds Jewish to me. Died a slow, painful death, said Kano Varani. Sounds Goyish. Oakland County's deputy chief medical examiner at Schur's autopsy. I think they froze his ass because he was Jewish. Bay City, Michigan. Mostly Goyim there, I would assume. Neighbors discovered Schur's body January 17. The indoor temperature was below 32 degrees at the time. Schur had no children. His wife passed away several years ago. The man had almost $1,100 unpaid electric bills, said neighbor George Powells, Jr., who discovered Schur.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I am hungry.
The utility installed a limiter device outside Schur's home January 13, said Bay City manager Robert something or other. So they limited the electric flow to the home, and it blows out like a fuse if more than allowed is drained. He was draining it too much. Bellman said that he had tried to explain to Schur how to reset the device to restore power. Well, too late now. He froze to death. 93. I guess that's old enough, though, huh?
I reckon.
But not the way you'd prefer to die.
No. I'd rather not.
Freezing to death. Boy, can you imagine all the shaking going on?
Yeah.
I sure hope they didn't turn the hot water off, too. At least take a hot shower every couple hours would be good. Now, does your body go into shock when you freeze to death?
I don't know. I assume that, you just stop moving at some point.
Well, what do they call that when you go...
hypothermia.
Is that what it is?
When you get
how do they homeless people survive like here? When all these days, the last couple of weeks, when it was like minus 23 wind chill and minus 30,
yeah.
I mean, just grotesque temperatures.
Most transients, as you know, hop a train south for the winter, and those who don't...
No, I'm talking about the homeless people who live... There are a whole bunch of them.
That's what I'm talking about. Those who don't have a place, have a place.
What would you mean they have a place?
They know a place, either a warm...
No, you're not listening to me. You don't understand. I'm telling you that a lot of these people, they refuse.
I am listening to you.
Because they have these vans and buses that go around to pick up the homeless off the streets on the real super cold days, but a lot of them refuse. They just prefer to live out on the street corner.
Right. They find a place, a warm place.
What do you mean a warm place on a street corner?
Like a street corner, something, an overhang. You know how sometimes banks have those
Get out of here.
Foyers? All right.
Warm place, my ass.
I'm
it's
sure
minus
it is.
35
sure
degrees and it's warm? Because they're sleeping near a grate or something?
Or something.
Doesn't sound too great to me.
They find places.
Wow. What?
They find places, or they leave, or they die.
They live. They survive.
Right.
Because I see these same people when I'm driving around.
Pigeons, rats, everything in the winter. You find warm places. Rats, pigeons, everything. They find places to be, or they leave, or they die.
Where do pigeons go?
Warm heating grates, things like that.
Really?
Exhaust vents, yeah.
How about the exhaust of my car would be good?
Probably.
All these damn pigeons crapping on my balcony. That's all they know how to do. There's two things they do, and they're both very annoying. Is that cooing they do, and number two, crapping all over the place. Now, that's all pigeons can do.
Pretty much.
And reproduce. I mean, boy, they must be like the Chinaman. They and like the Muslims. They can reproduce like pigeons. I mean, just incredible. Now, that's one thing in South Florida you don't have like a whole bunch of is pigeons.
We don't?
Right? You do?
Are you kidding?
Get out of here.
You've been downtown,
Are you serious?
Fort Lauderdale, anywhere, any government building?
A lot of pigeons?
Pigeons abound, man.
I never saw anywhere near as many pigeons there. And you also don't have black squirrels.
You lived out in the swamp.
Yeah.
Pigeons like the urban areas and the parks.
Well, good.
And
Keep them out of the swamp. Keep them out of the acres, okay? And you don't have any black squirrels either.
I think we just have the regular gray kind.
Now, did I tell you that I told you this and you didn't believe me. My cab guy, it's not a pet squirrel because he doesn't keep it at his house. It's in the neighborhood here.
Mm-hmm.
Because he works here.
Okay.
And for years, I think he said for I forget how many years, 7 years, something like that, he's been feeding this one squirrel. They gave it a name. And the squirrel comes up and lets him pet the squirrel.
Huh.
He feeds it.
Right.
And it allows him to pet. I never saw such a thing in my life. I actually saw it a couple times. First of all, aren't squirrels like rats with long tails? Bushy tails?
Right. I don't think there are, yeah.
There are
them.
what?
That's them, squirrels, rats with bushy tails. That's it, just what you said.
Yeah. And most of them have rabbis. There's a lot of Jewish squirrels here. Not the black squirrels, though. I mean, I'm sure occasionally you'll find like a Sammy Davis squirrel or Rod Carew. Black squirrels are neat. They're neat looking.
Yep.
And the one good thing about them, man, about squirrels, they're scared to death. Not pigeons so much, though. Pigeons, because they've been intermingling with people for so long, they just kind of stand there in your way, they dare you to step on them.
Uh-huh.
Don't they? I mean, they don't go scurrying off like they're terrified of people.
They will eventually. They won't let you step on them.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Or hit them when there's a whole bunch of them in the road, and you try like hell to knock off a whole bunch, and they just manage to just barely escape.
Right, they got it.
You ever hit a bird with your car?
Yes, I have.
Not a pretty sight.
Nope, not fun, not pleasant.
A lot of splatter, that's what matters.
Sure.
Brandon says the guy about the elevator is right and wrong. If the doors open between floors, the space isn't all the big to fall. There's a little typo there. However, if you're up on a high floor waiting for the elevator and the doors open and there's no cart, that's a problem. And that's what I'm scared of, says Brandon. You can have an urban legend. You can't have an urban legend with a machine. Machines can malfunction. At some point or another, it's going to happen to somebody for real. A malfunction at the junction. That elevator door opens and, oh, geez, we're not at the 10th floor or the 12th floor. We're like somewhere in between. Somewhere between the 11th and 12th floor and the doors open and you took one giant step out. Oops.
If the elevator opens in between floors, you've got the floor right in front of you. You know what I mean? Instead of at your feet, it's in your face.
What are you talking about?
The elevator it opens towards the floor. It doesn't open backwards. So even if you're between floors, you've got this big chunk of floor in front of you.
No, you don't. If you're in between floors, where the hell's the floor coming from?
The floor is there. It's right in front of your face. Instead of at your feet, where the floor is supposed to be, where you can step out onto it, there it is, like at chest level. How do you miss that?
So in other words, you're saying the floors are that close together?
What do you mean close together?
They're like a couple of feet apart?
When the elevator opens where it's supposed to be, what's in front of you is empty space, and you step out into empty space. There's a floor under you. You walk on it, okay? When the elevator opens in between floors, the floor is right there. You can't walk out into anything. It's the floor there.
So in other words, the floors are that close together that there's no space a few feet?
What do you mean space? Space is what you get when the elevator opens where it's supposed to. That's what you want. You're not thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it.
The elevators are supposed to open in between the floors. The floor under you.
No, the elevator is supposed to open when it gets to a floor, right at floor level.
Right, the bottom of the elevator.
When the bottom of the elevator is even with the floor. That's correct.
The floor of the elevator is level with the floor that you want to step onto. No.
All right.
Absolutely.
Rectum.
You who partied so must take it slow. Protect your insides. Don't sing with Stephen Stills or Graham Nash or even Neil Young.
Neil, God.
Treat your liver well. Don't drink like hell. It'll surely go bad. Oh, please.
please, just keep it clean. It can't be fixed. You'll need a donor. Don't you ever party hard. If you do, you could die. Or just wait in a long line. I'm dying over here. Like David Crosby.
1234 at 560 WQM. Here's one from Richard who says, George is right. The actual concrete floor is usually 8 inches thick on commercial buildings and then about 16 inches of surface area, lights, AC, ductwork, etc. So when the elevator stops between floors, you would in fact have the floor at your chest.
Right, I've had to do that. If you either climb up to the floor above you or crawl
You've had to do that?
down, or crawl down to the floor under you. But, you have to crawl under. It depends on, where exactly it stops, whether it's going to be easier to crawl up to the next floor or down to the lower floor. But there's this big...
And so then if you crawl under, then you drop down to the floor.
To the floor under you, yeah. There's a big slab of floor there.
I would think so.
In front of you.
There's a big slab on the floor?
Big slab. Like
if I did it, there would be.
A floor, like a sideways wall.
Oh. Woo! I wonder if we can play scrotums.
I'll ask Joyce.
Huh?
I'll ask Joyce.
No, I don't think so. Here's one. I know. Let's give that one a chance. Well, I'm going back to this Best of 95 disc. You recognize these?
There's a lot of good stuff on there.
There is. And, of course, the really good stuff we can't play.
I know. It makes me cry.
Here's one that says, to keep the pigeons off your balcony, buy a rubber snake and put it where the birds land. They don't like snakes, says Mark in Miami. What?
Makes two of you.
You like snakes?
I like them just fine.
Get out of here. You're crazy.
Okay.
You like snakes?
I like them just fine, yeah. I think they're cool. They feel neat, too.
I told you a million times about that little red snake in the boss's tea room at INZ at Zeta. It was the day, I think, it wasn't the day that Johnny Depp was there. But one of my perks there, because I had such big numbers on Zeta, was the fact I was able to use the general manager's tea room. As opposed to like just a general one,
Yeah.
And so I'm in there one day doing a deuce, doing a Joyce, and I'm sitting on the throne and I see this little snake, red snake, crawling around off like, not that far away from where we're sitting. It's a small tea room,
I don't know if I've ever seen a red snake, like in person.
Oh, I've seen some real red ones.
Really?
Some that are like purple, yeah. But anyway, you're making a joke out of it, and if you imagine you're sitting there, and you're like in midstream, so to speak, you're like in mid-Joyce, and here's a freaking snake on the floor.
Right, I'm making a joke out of it because it's a very funny thought.
What?
The notion of someone being in the bathroom, doing anything, and encountering a snake.
I mean, it wasn't like a big, nasty snake that I was going to have to, pull my pants up and run.
Whatever, you don't expect a snake in the bathroom.
That's right.
Well, maybe
a trouser snake, but that's about it. Speaking of that, I went to take a leak at Woodbine last night in one of their fine, spacious, gigantic tea rooms, and there's an old man. There are like 5 urinals, and there's an old man like 2 urinals down, and he's in the process of taking a leak, but he's got his pants down to his knees, unbuckled and unzipped. I don't understand that.
You mentioned that.
Speaking of snakes, I mean, what is he on?
I don't know.
What has he got, like a garden hose in there or something in his pants?
Feeling of freedom,
Get out of here. You don't have to, take your pants down to your freaking knees to take a leak.
The opposite is true. See, if you have a garden hose, then you can clear your clothing with no problem at all.
Right.
Maybe,
a button mushroom?
Maybe, yeah.
Well, me too, and it never interfered with my take. I can pee just fine, okay?
Oh, that's good to know. Prostate healthy, is it?
Oh, it's just fine.
Good. Like that article you read earlier, How many times did they say?
Considering all the horrible things that I've done with the diabetes and the fat, although I still weigh like 189, it's not that bad. Is it that bad for me?
I don't know.
Because back in the IOD days, I was in the 240s. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And eating enough food every day for the Chinese army. I mean, they were just pouring in the food in that place every day. So there, take that and shove it, boy, Gary. Oh, we don't want any food in there. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right. See, here's what I don't understand. Other than being a total slob and smearing up the equipment with the food or spilling a bottle of soda in the board like that one moron did, other than that, what's the objection to it? The fact that that people complain about eating with a mouthful on the air? Too bad.
Right.
It's funny. These people who pretend to have no sense of humor, they just use that as an excuse to be like that.
You know,
like boy Gary.
You know, it might be whether it's funny or not. How about it's normal, it's natural. Whenever when you go out to dinner, everyone's doing
Especially when you're on like 10 to 2 and lunch hour falls in the middle of your show. Just like right now, I'm holishing. I'm going to go heat up a wiener. I got some Schneider's all beef wieners.
All right.
Oh, your taste is so bad, Neil, since you went to Toronto. You know, I really don't have time to cook a sirloin steak or something really fancy schmancy or cook up a bowl of pasta, which I could. I make a pretty mean pasta.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. I love pasta.
Maggie says, you're too funny. I go to Dolphin training camp in the summer to watch practice every time I'm off. You get to see the new players, see who's going to be good, plus sit in the sauna for a few hours. Love your show, Maggie. Well, thanks, Maggie, but I wasn't being funny. I still think people who go to watch players practice any sport need serious assistance, as in...
I have no line.
Right. They ought to be rounded up and put... Instead of going to Dolphin camp, they ought to go to a concentration camp. And be put...
To learn how to concentrate?
Maybe we can send them to Gitmo. We're closing it down for those terrorists. Let's send all the practice watchers to Gitmo would be good. Not that far away.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you Fidel would love to have a bunch of lifeless idiots there. He's already got a bunch. Don't you just love those orange jumpsuits, by the way?
Yeah, can I get one?
I think it's a fashion statement.
You look like a circus peanut.
You can kiss my rear end. Tired of the same boring old communion wafers and holiday mass? Open wide, Billy, and prepare to receive thy Savior.
Oh, geez, Father O'Malley, wafers again?
Now, Billy, this isn't just any wafer.
It's not?
No, through the divine miracle of transubstantiation, I've turned this ordinary wafer into the divine blessed body of Christ.
Well, why does the body of Christ have to taste so yucky?
Spice up your next communion with new Christ-A-Roni. Christ-A-Roni is a special blend of rice, spices, and seasonings, plus a bit of the body of Christ in every fluffy forkful. And Christ-A-Roni cooks up perfect every time, as he should.
Can I have some more Christ, Father?
That's Christ-A-Roni, Billy.
Amen to that.
Christ-A-Roni, the transubstantiation treat.
Oh, yeah, pass the wafers and pass the wine and pass the BS, baby. 1245. Whoever invented all those trappings, man, was very, very clever.
Yep.
Trappings and crappings. Brainwashing, that's what it's all about. Oh, we need to deprogram the cult people. They're all cults. Every single one of them is a cult.
Yep.
And everybody who's ever been brainwashed in any of them needs to be deprogrammed immediately if there's any hope.
The only difference is size, success level.
Size?
Yeah, size matters when you're a cult.
Scott in Pinellas Park says, my recurring nightmare is a living one. It's living here in Pinellas Park. Will somebody tell my neighbors that the South lost and they can stop flying that effing flag? Like I've said before, this city makes Tamarack look like paradise, says Scott in Pinellas Park. P.S. Gandy Bridge does go to Derby Lane. I live around the corner from it. I don't like that Gandy Bridge, or bridges like that. I'm trying to think of other places where I've driven with those very narrow, long bridges. And I'll tell you what else I don't like, and they have a lot of them in Pennsylvania. Tunnels.
Yeah.
You ever drive through tunnels?
Sure, I like tunnels.
You do?
Yeah, they're fun.
Oh, no, they're not, especially the real long ones, and you think like you're never going to get out of there.
Oh, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And some lunatic is going to cross the double yellow line and come on your side of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind, short tunnels, but like on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, I think it is, they just go on forever. Long, nasty, annoying tunnels. Well, they had to drill through those mountains,
Yep.
Can you even begin to imagine that? How the hell did they do that?
Dynamite. Yep.
Must have been a lot of dynamite.
You know it.
Huh?
You know it.
I'll be damned. Here's one that says George is delusional. Well, we know that. The only floor under the elevator is the bottom floor. Keep him away from the elevator or make him use the stairs. Or better yet, push him down a few flights and see if he lands between the floors.
Yeah. They have no spatial awareness. They don't know what I'm talking about.
The only floor under the elevator is the bottom floor.
I wasn't talking about under the elevator, moron. Not you, the person that wrote that.
Don?
Yeah.
What were you talking about?
The floor of the building. The elevator is a box that lines up, you hope, with the floors. If it doesn't line up with the floor is right in front of you. Not the floor of the elevator, but the floor of the building is right in front of you. And you either need to jump down to the floor below you, not under the elevator, or the floor above you.
Yeah.
Not over the elevator, beside the elevator.
Let's have a fist fight about it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, I'm not going to argue with these the spatially challenged morons.
I'm still trying to visualize it, you know? I just hope that I never have to see that.
See, look, when you step out onto the floor is under you, right? If the elevator doesn't go all the way up there, the floor is going to be in front of you. It's going to be in your face. It's going to be face
above
level,
you.
chest level, waist level, something.
Head level?
Not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
All right? But you're going to see it. It's going to be there in your face. It doesn't disappear.
And what about if it's head level? Or just above the head level?
Then you jump down to the lower floor.
You jump down?
To the lower floor. You don't jump under the elevator.
How many feet would that be?
Whatever. It depends on where the elevator actually stops. Sometimes not. A very convenient jump. Yeah, maybe. There's typically about 10 feet of distance between floors, generally.
Here's
speaking.
one from a fire rescue guy. It says, if the elevator stops between floors, the doors usually won't open completely. They need to be pried open.
Correct.
And the floor slab is more than a foot thick. Nobody's going to fall. Relax, fire rescue will save you.
That's right.
It says.
You hope.
Well, I don't think so.
Unless it's this building.
Do you remember the time that we had the fire alarm?
Yes, that's why I was saying that.
And nobody showed up?
That's right.
And, of course, we had to stay because we were on the air. Everybody else in the building got to evacuate the building, including even Fat Boy, which at that time, wasn't he in a wheelchair or something? They had to wheel his fat ass out there.
Yeah, we have a comedy bit commemorating the occasion.
Right. But the fire department never showed up, and then come to find out that the fire department for the neighborhood of the radio station is like right around the corner there on Ives Dairy Road. It's like about 2 blocks away.
They couldn't be bothered.
Maybe they were busy sliding up and down them grease poles together, huh?
You could slide
Maybe
up.
they were greasing it up. Speaking of greasy, Adam in wherever he is, some horrible place in Ontario, says possums are in Toronto now, too. Not just pigeons. There's one living in the garbage at my parents' place. The thing is vicious and isn't scared of people. Maybe it saw you, Adam. It would make me vicious. I need to buy a gun and blow its brains out. That effer is just mean. Soon enough, Neil, you'll have possums invading your place. I don't care what floor you live on, they'll find a way in.
I hope so I'm not the only one.
You're not the only one, what?
My backyard is Possum Kingdom, man. They're brazen.
I don't think I've ever seen a possum.
Really? Oh, you wouldn't forget.
I'm trying to think of what it was on the fence one time. See, I made a bad mistake. I used to capture those bufo toads.
Yeah.
And what I did was I got a big tub of Clorox. And the way I would kill them is I would drop them. And I had the tub outside adjacent to my fence.
I'm going to call the PETA people on you.
Why? Oh, you like bufo toads?
Murderer.
You got a dog, man.
Yeah. I don't like them. I'm calling you a murderer.
You people at the University of Miami who imported bufo toads off that plane years ago. Oh, yeah, the crate fell onto the runway and the bufo toads hopped out. Isn't that great? What a story, huh?
Yep.
Real rocket scientist there at UM. Like Tony Cigaretto. But anyway, so I used to have this big thing. And, of course, animals can smell the aroma of, like, dead flesh and whatever the stench was coming from that tub with the dead bufos. And so one night I let my dogs out, and the golden retriever's out there, and he's like, he didn't want to come in. And I look and I see this, I guess it was, I don't know, was it a raccoon or a possum? Do they look alike?
No.
Nasty thing on top of the fence.
Was it white?
Hissing.
Did it look like a giant
dark
rat? Like a giant white rat with beady little pink eyes? Or
dark.
Was it dark?
I didn't get that close to it to take a look at it. It was burying its teeth.
Was it black or was it white?
Dark.
Raccoon.
Okay, there was this coon on the fence. And my golden retriever was like out there like baring his teeth. And I thought, oh boy, that's all we need. Huh?
Because they might get rabies from that.
Not only that, but can you imagine what they could just probably rip a dog to pieces. Am I wrong?
They could injure the dog, but the dog would win.
Well, at any rate, I made him come in the house. And I closed the door real good. I closed my screen door real good to keep the coons out. What?
Good plan. They might have rabies. I'll give your dog rabies.
Exactly. All them vile animals, just like the squirrels you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Squirrels carry rabies.
That's right.
And sometimes the rabies run off with their nuts. How are we doing on that poll? I don't like this poll either. Someday we'll do a poll I actually like it. You like this one? Although it got a lot of response, recurring nightmares.
That's all right. We've never done this
nightmares. I wake up and that I'm dreaming that I'm working for Joe Bell. They rebuilt the Gandhi Bridge a few years ago, says my friend Boz. The old one is on the Friendship Trail. It's the Friendship Trail. I believe it's been a while since you traveled it, so that bridge is no longer. Good. Too narrow, man. Too narrow. Look at this. John sends compliments. Oh, and it's long, too. Good. Just what we need, John. Kill some good time in that 1 to 2 hour. Then you take this seriously, that they're going to be compliments? Because most people find that boring, you know. And I would agree that a lot of the ass-kissing ones are boring. Yes. Oh, you guys are the best. Oh, I love your show, Larry. You're the best.
Thank you.
Compliments or complaints, neither one of them are material.
Mark and Kendall says, George has the right idea about the elevators. Do not crawl out. That's when most accidents happen. I know you hate attachments, but this picture will help you visualize what is being talked about. Tell Brandon to butch up. You and George are great. Well, that's what he said in the last one, too. Thanks, Mark. Okay, well, it's only a part of a picture, and it's chopped off at the bottom.
I see.
So it's like, I guess, him squeezing open the elevator doors, and I can't really see whether there's a floor there or not. So I could open the attachment, but I won't.
Okay.
Wayne Beeson is back again. Rove protege Tim Gogline will now spin Fiction for Focus, says 2. Truth wins out. Called Tim Gogline, a perfect hire to be the lead Washington lobbyist for Focus on the Family. Oh, hocus pocus, Focus on the Family. A bunch of Farbissina crazy goyim. Oh, here's an ad for a Taco Bell. They're hiring. Snagajob.com.
Really?
Yeah, if you're out of work, go to work at Taco Smell. Maybe you'll get some of that free meat. I don't care what anybody says. I like Taco Bell. I'm not going to apologize for it. I like it. I don't just like it a little bit. I like it a lot. It's not gourmet cuisine. It's not, fancy schmancy.
That's supposed to be.
I like it a lot. Oh, no. The shocking and appalling complaints from 2 families who claim they found maggots crawling on their dead relatives have prompted the state to virtually shut down the Morning Glory Funeral Chapel. This is in St. Petersburg. I don't want to read that. It's still some people are eating lunch.
Right.
Really sick. I'm not a big maggot guy, you know?
No.
Paco is. He's a maggot magnet.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, I do.
If they're out there, he'll find them.
Like my mother.
Is she really?
Oh, yeah. Well, no one else would associate with her, you know?
I beg your pardon?
No one would associate with her. No one in their right mind, no decent human being would associate with her, so that's...
Oh, quit picking on your mom. Sure, she's a real sweet old bitch.
Home invaded us Sunday.
She what?
She home invaded me on Sunday.
Maybe that's why everybody in the house is sick now.
They were already sick.
Oh, well, good. Maybe she got it.
No, I doubt it.
Oh.
She's a force of nature, a force of evil.
Oh, boy, it's the 1 to 2 hour.
Thanks.
I'm the type of guy with a big square head. I win all my fights, except the ones in bed.
I'm cooking a weenie.
Yes, I'm that Tyson guy who pounded Michael Spinks and showed him that his shorts and his boxing really stinks. I'm the Tyson guy who always is alert. I showed Carl Williams that the truth can really hurt. You're the type of guy that thinks that I'm a bum. So I just say to you that you are D-U-M-E dumb. I'm the Tyson guy with my weaving and my bobbing. I only lost 1 fight and the bitch's name was Robin. I'm the Tyson guy who makes the people laugh and put the man down in a minute and a half. I'm the Tyson guy who makes the people stare just because I keep all my cash in Don King's hair. I'm the Tyson guy and the public just attacked me. And if you don't believe it, then you had better ask me. I'm the Tyson guy. That's what I'm here to tell you. I'ma kick your butt. I'm the Tyson guy. Robert Gibbons comes around, I'ma kick her butt. Yes, I'm that Tyson guy. Next fight comes in my face, I'ma kick you know what? I'm that Tyson guy. Don't mess with me or I'ma kick your butt.
So let me ask you, how'd that poll come out? How come Gary Sarner is such an a-hole? So I got my Schneider's all-beef weenie.
Well, good.
I'm eating it right now in the ear.
Very good.
Oh, there you go, The Nation.
The what?
The Nation magazine.
I see. That was fast. You must have that thing like just right in front of you.
Yeah, I got it off to the side here. Why?
I see. No, nothing. You read that very quickly.
Well, my eyesight is still functional. Don't ask me how. I got a false alarm on that compliments one, that long email.
Oh, I see.
I know this email will come to you as a surprise. Please accept the content in good faith. My name is Barrister John Wood, a legal practitioner in law. Yada, 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 yada.
Sure.
My late client was an influential, wealthy businessman. He left behind a deposit of $2,200,000 U.S.
Mm-hmm.
$12 million.
Why?
And a commercial bank here in London. After the death of my client, his bankers contacted me as his attorney to provide his next of kin who should inherit his funds. Fortunately, I came across your name to my great astonishment. You bear the same surname with my late client, and coincidentally, you are nationals of the same country. Ba 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 beep 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 beep. You're like this and that. It's another one of those.
Mm-hmm.
The internet, a place for scoundrels, gypsies, tramps, and thieves.
Yep.
Good weed. That's my lunch. So what did you think of that email from Chris? From Fat Chris?
I thought it was fine. I thought it said everything that, that it could have. I'm satisfied.
And why couldn't Cordes tell me that about how he's going to do the stories till March?
Maybe that's news to him. I don't know. You want me to
It sounds to me like they got some prearranged deal behind the scenes, you know?
Okay. Sure.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm trying to finish my weenie.
I understand. I'll play some music if you want.
No, don't spin no wax. Oh, stop with that.
You just don't like them engines.
I don't like what?
Them engines.
That's wrong.
Andean Indians.
You are absolutely wrong.
You probably would not like Andean.
Wouldn't like what?
Andean Indians.
Aren't they attractive? To use your word?
No.
Well, India Indians, a lot of them are very attractive.
Yes.
A lot of them are simmeringly hot.
This particular
Smoking.
band, the Andean Indians just look sad.
Do they really?
They look like they have sad faces.
Kind of like the people that work at QAM.
Like somebody just killed their dog. Yeah, very much like that.
Kind of like that. Oh, Quiet Despair. I wrote it down.
Me too.
Quiet Despair describes the ambiance in the QM hallways. Quiet
Living
despair.
a life of quiet despair.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to have that put on a T-shirt. Well, sometimes I'm not so quiet.
I guess.
Sometimes I wail and moan.
I'm almost finished with my weenie.
No problem.
Don't forget we got that big Hurricane basketball game tonight. Any interest?
No.
Don't go to practice. That line from Maggie about, oh, you're so funny. I go, yeah, right. You know the kind of people that go to practice besides the guys who want to, hang around and the jock sniffers?
Yeah.
The real horny broads who couldn't get laid in a pickle patch, and they want to get up close and see the players, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like at the hockey games, it used to be like that.
Right.
They put their nose on the glass and, if I could just get a sniff of Pavel Bure. Oh, my God. I'm gagging on my weenie.
Not the first time.
Oh, yeah. And washed it down with some Diet Dr. Pepper, which you're very gassed at.
Yeah.
What do you got against Dr. Pepper?
It tastes like crap.
It does not.
It's awful.
It is
it's
not.
Foul.
Wrong.
Hate the smell of it, the taste of it, everything about it.
I hope that you get stuck between two elevator floors with nothing for hours and hours but a half-drank portion of Diet Dr. Pepper.
I'll die. I'll die before I drink
a 2-liter bottle of Take Me to Your Leader. There's not a damn thing wrong with Dr. Pepper.
Nasty.
No, it is not.
It's
you
foul.
know what I like really? I don't know if they make it anymore. Mr. Pibb?
Same thing.
It is?
Feh.
Get out of here. Same thing. Do they still make Mr. Pibb?
Mr. Pibb is a copy of Dr. Pepper. It's like
is it really?
one of the, whoever invented Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, or Coke. Mr. Pibb is the other company's version of it.
Okay, well, I'll tell you. Let me get my 2-liter bottle up here.
Okay.
Let's see who makes this.
Yucky.
Cadbury Beverages of Canada, Mississauga. You ever been in Mississauga?
No.
It's just like, you know how like South Florida just goes from one suburb to another up the Gold Coast?
Right.
That's how it is here.
A sprawl.
You go to Oshawa and Mississauga and all these other places. No carbs, no sugars, No proteins, very
no
little
good
sodium.
taste. Just lots of bad taste.
So it's made by Cadbury, and you're assuming it was made by Coke or Pepsi.
It belongs to one of those families, I'm sure.
Mike in Fort Myers says, I'd like to thank you for playing many of the great lead-in bits from the early 90s. What does that mean, lead-in bits?
When we play bits, I guess that's what he's talking about.
Lead-in bits?
Lead into the show.
I still have the cassette of 1992 in my car. Whenever I need a good laugh, I pop it in and the tape too. And fast forward to the Chronic from Lutz. Listening to the morons that called your show today may be long for this clown. Mike in Fort Myers. What does that mean? We didn't take any calls today.
Maybe he wrote that the day we were.
Maybe he was listening on the archives.
That could be.
And, of course, whatever he wrote there didn't make any sense anyway. Joe says, perhaps I could clear this up. We got some serious elevator contretemps going on here today. No, we do.
Not really.
When you're on the first floor of a building, the ceiling above you is the floor for the second floor.
Right.
The distance between the ceiling of one floor and the floor of the next is only about a foot or two. This means that if an elevator door opened between floors, you would see that 2-foot slab, which constitutes the difference between the ceiling of one floor and the floor of another.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
Well, first you have to have an imagination. And some common sense wouldn't help. Wouldn't hurt either.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Listen, like you live on a building that has an elevator and floors, right?
No, I don't live on a building. I live in a building.
All right.
It's got a whole bunch of floors,
right.
A lot of them.
If you want to go to the 5th floor, for example, and the elevator doesn't go all the way to the 5th floor, it only goes halfway to the 5th floor and the door is open, what you see is the 5th floor right in front of your face, or level with your face, level with your chest, level with your belt, level with something other than the floor of the elevator, which is what it ought to be level with.
Yeah.
It's very common sense. The floors don't disappear just because the elevator stops in the wrong place.
Okay. Oh, Larry King with the cart request. There's no fake.
Wonderful.
Go to hell, fake Larry.
Yeah.
Go die. Oh, boy, would I love to be a fly on the wall and see the operation with this fake Alice and the fake Larry. It's just enough already. I don't even mention half of the stuff that I get, like the Defoe biography. You should have seen that last hour. On and on. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Mefo. He ain't got much going on. Here's one that says, my recurring nightmares involve zombies. I think zombies should be on the poll. Warm regards. Taker, I'm ready for when the zombies come. Park. Uh-huh. We're not adding anything to the poll, by the way. Sorry.
So
404 votes. What?
So zombies?
No. If you want to add, go ahead. I'm going to change it soon. At 2 o'clock. Mo says, Neil, I have a recurring nightmare where my teeth all fall out. Have you ever heard of anything like that? I have another dream where I flap my arms like a big bird and fly around town. Weird, huh? No, very normal, it sounds like to me. Now, what do you make about all these people who are like dream psychologists and analyze your dreams and allegedly tell? I think they just make it up.
It's possible. The whole thing with psychology,
Oh, yeah, it's all bullcrap. It's, got to make a living. Mas to Lebanon, as they say in Lebanon.
It's not like there isn't something to it, but I'm just wondering what kind of a grip they have on it today.
George Ann's got an elevator story.
Okay.
She says, I know of a true story that happened a couple of years ago. I don't know what state or what hospital it's happened in, but the story goes that some doctor who was trying to get in the elevator while it was closing, the door shut and decapitated his head while the other passengers in the elevator rode up with the head in the car. Right. Oh, this is Rob in South Miami, who also goes by the name George Ann, I guess. You know how that is. Some guys online, they're like Georgette and Suzette. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably trolling for young guys. Rob in South Miami, who's probably going to become a priest someday. You believe that story? No. Another suburban legend. I mean, don't all elevators have sensors? Although I'm going to be honest with you, one day...
Hey, listen, this one over here didn't stop once.
One day downstairs, I put my hand in the elevator because the people that were getting off were not the usual Toronto polite. They were rude, and they went out of their way to make sure that the door was going to close. and I put my hand in there so the sensor would reopen the doors, and it didn't.
Right.
And smeared up one of my knuckles pretty good for a couple weeks.
I don't trust those sensors.
But aren't they all supposed to have that by law?
Yeah, a lot of things are supposed to happen by law.
Yeah. You know what the Joyce thing reminds me of, speaking of the law? I was thinking of this while sitting on the throne. I need to share it.
Please.
I'm going to sneeze, though.
Please share all your throne adventures with us. We love them. Bless you.
No, this whole business about each company makes up its own FCC, the guidelines and so on, getting back to poor Bubba who's just discovering that he's being joiced. His life is being turned to crap. It would be like if you were driving on a street, like in Broward County, and the sign said 45-mile-an-hour speed limit. And the cop pulled you over, and you were driving exactly 45. And he said, "What's the matter, officer? I'm going the speed limit." Well, that's the county or the local municipality's speed limit, but our police force decided you should only go 30 on this road.
Right.
Don't you think that's a very apt analogy?
Sure.
It's called making it up as we go along. That's just to be blasted.
This is Joe Ball, the voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. They don't come any better than Neil Rogers.
I still remember getting my first candy from my grandfather. It was Werther's Original, and I was 4. I remember it like it was only yesterday.
Hey, Billy, let's play a game.
What?
Guess what I've got in my pocket?
A piece of candy.
Right.
Guarded by a snake.
Right again.
Grandpa, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Okay, let's play Find the Candy in the Crevice.
Oh, Grandpa, it always melts when you put it there.
Yes, those games with Grandpa scarred me for life, which is why now that I'm the grandfather, I'm scarring a whole new generation with Werther's Original. Hey, Timmy, say hi to Wet Willie, the Werther's Wonder Worm.
Oh, no, not the Wonder Worm.
Werther's Original, giving children nightmares for over 60 years.
Oh, there we go with nightmares again. Excellent.
All right.
Timely. 119 at QAM. Here's one from about Dr. Pepper from Mikey. Long-time listener, occasional caller or writer. Just a couple of things. A possible decent poll idea. If you recall those billboards suggesting people cheat on their spouses, how about a poll asking a simple yes or no? Would you cheat if you knew you'd get away with it? Also to George, are you surprised Neil drinks that unctuous, awful medicine-tasting Dr. Pepper? Just look at some of the other stuff Neil puts in his mouth. Love your shows, Neil and George. Please never stop, says Mikey. Mikey likes it.
That's funny.
What's going on here? Oh, my God.
The how Dr. Pepper was created was a good story. Paul Harvey told me.
Page 5 of 8 million. Oh, stop. Somebody sent me something here about wieners. Oh, that goes on for about 600 pages. Baldwin Street hot dog taste-off. And then it's just pouring out. I guess all the comments to this story.
Yep.
Are coming in, too. I shouldn't have mentioned I ate a Schneider's wiener.
Why?
Because no matter what, well, it's just like the Dr. Pepper. Whatever I eat, oh, it's bad, it's terrible, they suck, blah, 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 your taste,
No, not everything. Just Dr. Pepper.
David Abel says, still the best. Uncle Neil, nobody does it better. Keep doing what you do and screw everybody else. Thought you might like this open letter to Rahm Emanuel. Then it's got a link, and I deleted it. I don't read links. I don't open links. I don't read attachments. I don't have time to potchkey around with that. And I keep telling people over. But, if it keeps you off the street, go ahead. Oh, Mama B, who usually sends some pretty good stuff, only this time just went crazy.
Really?
And sent me 75,000 pages of swill about hot dogs. It says, I finally gave these a try after hearing so much hype. Schneider's Wieners. I had recently returned from the States with some Hebrew nationals and thought a taste-off was in order. I included Schneider's all-beef hot dogs comparison. 3 of us tasted. I was the only person who knew which was which. The other 2 tasters didn't even know what brands are being tasted. I steamed the hot dogs and served them plain. The results are overwhelming and unanimous. Hebrew National was by far the winner, even though the hot dogs had sat in my freezer for 2 weeks and the other 2 were fresh from the store. I would agree with that. Hebrew National are much better than the Schneiders, only a lot of the stores don't carry Hebrew Nationals. They're anti-Semitic.
Mm-hmm.
We disliked the Baldwin Street hot dogs. I never even heard of that. Did you?
Nope.
Everyone agreed they had a harsh, unpleasant taste. The Schneiders were limp and tasteless with a rubbery consistency. That's correct. Still, the 2 blind tasters preferred them to the Baldwin Street dogs that they had to choose. So the big loser was Baldwin Street. That's why we call it hype.
I see.
56 replies so far to this. And that's why all these other pages came through here, Mama B. The first one is the only one worth, isn't it sad we have to travel to the States to get decent-tasting hot dogs? I still can't figure why Nathan's won't distribute their dogs to Ontario. The same with Hebrew National. Nathan's is in all the supermarkets here. What are they talking about? This must be old crap. No, April 12, 2008. Last time I went to Buffalo, I brought back Nathan's bigger than the bun hot dogs, grilled them, and they were undoubtedly the best tasting dogs I've had in a while. Next time I venture to Buffalo, I'm going to bring back some more. I didn't know they would let you bring back food products, especially like meat.
Right.
They must be hiding them in their pants or something. So when this goes on about salami, barbecued salami is one of life's... I never had barbecued salami, did you?
No. Write that down. Something to do.
Never heard of it. Well, if I did it and I liked it, they'd say, oh, no, it's horrible, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
A principal of the company that distributes New Minsky's brand from Montreal turned up on Chowhound a few weeks ago. The company is known for making high-quality food products. I tasted Minsky's once. It says they look good, but proved to be absolutely disgusting. Wow. It says there's a demand for Nathan's and Hebrew National here. Pity they don't seem to care about that. We got Nathan's. We got Hebrew National. You just have to go like into a Dominion and do like a real supermarket to do that. I'm too lazy for that.
Yeah.
Let's have a big fight about weenies, okay? Oh, you don't know your weenies, mister. Those Schneiders really stink. Well, they happen to be what I got in the refrigerator right now, okay?
If anyone knows their weenies.
What?
I said, how's it going, eh?
What'd you say?
If anyone knows their weenies.
I know them. In fact, I work with a bunch of them, and I get emails from a whole lot of them. Weenies. Oh, my God. The stuff that doesn't even get on the air, I'm not wasting my time with it. I'm learning my lesson as time goes on. Mike in Fort Myers is back again. I don't want to be the guy who emails or calls more than once a day, but just to clarify regarding my caller's comment from earlier, you were right. I was listening to the archive of yesterday's show where you did take calls. Bad mistake. I wonder if he means bad mistake taking the calls or a bad mistake in what he sent before.
Both.
Mike in Fort Myers. By the way, since I emailed twice today, I won't do so tomorrow. There's no limit on emails, Mike. Email all you want. If you have something.
Right.
If you have nothing, then don't just keep emailing, like Jimmy Dworsky, for example, which I noticed took a rest today for a change. I mean, just on and on and on with these long, ponderous, oh, my God. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Long and ponderous.
Yep.
Kenny Kramer sent me this article. Elevator severs man's legs. Terrible accident in the Bronx in the middle of the night. A man's legs were severed by an elevator. The elevator, which was carrying 17 people, got stuck between floors. That's when the man, who wasn't identified but only described by cops as being in his 20s, was following two other men who had safely climbed out of the elevator to the lobby. As he shimmied through the open doors, the elevator began to move, severing the man's legs, witnesses said. The accident left the 14 people standing inside the elevator splattered in blood. The man is in critical condition. Other passengers were rescued an hour later. This is a horrible accident. We wonder if the accident will be investigated because 17 people sounds like a lot for an elevator, even though we don't know what the capacity of the elevator was. We can't blame the guy for trying to get out, given the story of the Chinese food delivery man who was stuck for 3 days, but maybe this is a lesson you ought to stay still. See, that'll teach you. You want to crawl out, and then all of a sudden the elevator starts moving, and whoa, there goes your legs, there goes your
head
stuff.
or something.
There goes your junk. That word, by the way, just drives me up the wall. And why did it all of a sudden make such a great resurgence?
It's one of those things.
The only time I can ever remember hearing that word used was like in, what was that movie with George Scott where the daughter was became a porno star or something?
Oh, give me a minute. I've only seen it like 20 times.
Want to see my junk? And also in Boogie
I thought he
Nights,
said stuff in that movie.
No.
George C. Scott, it was a hardcore.
Hardcore, right.
I'm pretty sure he said
and
stuff.
Definitely in Boogie Nights. Want to see my junk?
Stuff.
They said what?
In hardcore, I'm pretty sure he said stuff.
Oh. Well, stuff is better than junk.
Stuff it.
Rectum.
Oh, boy. Good thing it's time for a break.
Hamburgues de boca son hechos de testículos,
You miss all those hours spent as a kid watching The Three Stooges. And now, as an adult, you long for their juvenile slapstick antics. Well, long no more.
New from Chef Records, it's Sounds of the Stooges. Sounds of the Stooges is a 6-CD box set containing more than 1,500 prime cuts of their classic gags. You'll get the eye poke, the hammer over the head, the pliers on the nose routine, and of course the ever-popular 3-man slap. Plus, if you order in the next 30 minutes, you'll get this never-before-heard musical solo effort by Curly, dating all the way back to 1967.
Hey, Mo! Lucy in the sky with diamonds. No.
So, if you want to relive perhaps the lowest moments in the history of lowbrow comedy, why not order Sounds of the Stooges today? And soon you'll say,
I told you to stop
And let me tell you what else you'll say. I'm sure of it. 1:31 at QAM. So David Abel sent me that open letter to Rahm Emanuel again, and I deleted it again. I don't have to go to the link. It was boring. Sorry, David. Okay, it just didn't ring any bells with me. It didn't. I don't know. However, Chuck says Dr. Pepper is great.
Well, then that settles it.
And it sounds like the elevator decapitation story is true. I found the article below on Snopes.com. Claim a Houston doctor was decapitated by an elevator. Status true. He says, Dr. Pepper is great, and thanks for turning me on to Peaches, George. Peaches what?
I don't know.
Peaches O'Toole?
Peaches Records?
Oh, Peaches Records, long gone.
Peaches the fruit? Oh, Peaches the artist, the musical artist. Sorry.
Boy, you are.
Wow. Well, I mean,
you're caught
Peaches
between two floors.
You know? A lot of things, you know?
Well, there's Obama with the Republicans. They all got a real dirty look on their face. Will you quit playing that horseball music of yours?
It's Peaches.
Welcome some good ideas. All
right, there you have it. President Obama coming out of that closed-door meeting with...
Well, thank God he came out of there, okay? All those Republicans in one room. Oh, my God. Now, remember I mentioned this to you before the show, I think, about certain cases of obesity being contagious?
Yeah.
It's a good excuse. Like I said, I got a bad thyroid. I got an underactive thyroid gland. I got, whatever. New study results bolster the controversial hypothesis that certain cases of obesity are contagious. Over the last 20 years, some research has suggested that certain strains of human and avian adenoviruses, am I saying that right? Adenoviruses?
Sounds good to me.
Responsible for ailments ranging from chest cold to pink eye, actually make individuals build up more fat cells. Having antibodies to one strain in particular, the so-called AD36, proved to correlate with the heaviest obese people, and in one study, pairs of twins differed in heft depending on exposure to that virus. Now researchers have identified another strain of adenovirus that makes chickens plump. Oh, like those wieners, man. They plump when you cook them?
That's right.
Which ones are those?
Ballpark Franks.
Oh, those are horrible. Physiologist Leah Wiggum of University of Wisconsin-Madison and her colleagues inoculated the young male chickens with 3 strains of adenovirus, AD2, AD31, AD37. She and her team monitored the chickens for 3.5 weeks, recording their food intake throughout. Though the infected chickens and non-infected controls consumed the same amount of food were exposed to the same conditions, chickens carrying AD37 were found to have nearly 3 times as much fat in their guts and more than 2 times as much fat over their entire body at the end of 3.5-week period. The other 2 virus strains appeared to have little effect on weight. AD37 is the 3rd human adenovirus to increase adiposity in animals, but not all adenoviruses produce obesity. Wiggum and her fellow authors wrote in their report presenting the findings in the current issue of American Journal of Physiology, which we read religiously on this show. Although it remains unclear exactly how AD37 adds fat, it joins a growing list of such viruses, including canine distemper, AD5 and AD36. AD36 has been shown in an in vitro study by researcher Nikhil something or other of the Pennington Biomedical Research Center to help human cells go from having the potential to store fat to actually storing it. I'm not saying that all obesity is caused by viruses, they note. Obesity has multiple causes, and viruses may be one of them. Oh, I got a virus. I got the fat virus. It must have infected the whole building, you know it? Oh, my God. When the Humper was there, and Josh Friedman, and the Beast, and me, and Chubby Chris. Next up for a study, they say, is the exact mechanism by which a virus could lead to obesity. This, in turn, might lead to a vaccine that could prevent AD36 infections. The long-term goal is to see if we can prevent adenovirus-induced obesity. Whether or not hand-washing will help with weight management remains to be determined, but 2 researchers shared a Nobel Prize this past year for their work in uncovering the bacterial root of some ulcers after years of consensus that stress caused the uncomfortable stomach affliction. It makes people feel more comfortable to think that obesity stems from lack of control. William adds, it's a big mental thing to think you can catch obesity. Oh, brother.
So many excuses.
I'm going to round up a posse and go after those people that made me fat. I bet you the late Fat Rich is partly responsible.
That's right.
Even though I was fat long before I met him. And Mom.
Mm-hmm. Enablers.
That's right. They're passing it on. Oh, and by the way, they got bird flu in somewhere in British Columbia, some farm. Remember that? They were peddling that crap a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago. Oh, we're all going to die from the bird flu. Yeah. But I'm sure that one of the big pharmaceutical companies will come up with a real good pill or vaccine or something. Just like when the anthrax thing. Remember that Cipro?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they were buying up Cipro, man. They were stealing it. They were killing people to get their bottle of Cipro. And then nobody else ever got the anthrax stuff.
Anthrax.
Right. Yeah. Take a powder. Take a BC powder. I think BC powder and RC Cola, man, anything with initials is real Yahoo stuff. I still think I like RC Cola. I haven't had it in so many years I don't remember. Do you?
It's fine. It's just fine.
Well, so what's wrong with Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb?
It's foul.
It is not.
They're nasty.
Oh, my God. You are such a hard ass. It's just...
Yeah.
It's just astonishing.
I don't like the taste of. And
well, I do.
Yeah.
I like Dr. Pepper just fine.
Blah. Sometimes you'll go to the drive-thru with a whole bunch of people, and somebody orders a Dr. Pepper, and you get it by mistake. Oh, it ruins my day, ruins my meal. Got to gargle with turpentine to get it out of your mouth.
But let me ask you one thing.
You like it?
No.
22 till 2 at QAM.
Breakfast.
Introducing a wholesome new hot breakfast cereal from the makers of Cream of Wheat.
You know, most cereals just don't provide enough protein for active growing kids. That's why I serve my family new Cream of Meat, the hot and hearty new cereal from Nabisco.
Cream of meat. All right.
Cream of Meat is a blend of 37 different mystery meats, pureed to a brown, unrecognizable glob kids just can't get enough of.
Thanks, Mom.
And every box of Cream of Meat contains a surprise dog collar, each with a different dog's name.
Look, I got a Sparky.
Collect them all. God knows how many there'll be.
Delicious, nutritious Cream of Meat. It's good to the last lump.
1:43 at QAM, 17 minutes before...
Rock solid.
The big... Oh! Guess who died?
I give up. Fat Rich.
Celebrity death. Who?
Fat Rich.
And my mother.
Mm-hmm. J. Edgar Hoover. Tiny Tim.
Tiny. Clyde Tolson.
Oh, yeah.
Deacon Dolson.
You know, Fat Rich reminds me of my mother.
Whatever happened to him, by the way, Paul Harvey Jr.? And not that I'm complaining.
I don't know.
It wouldn't surprise me if maybe he was one of those fake emailers, yeah? Although I don't think he's got the intellect to do that.
I think that he would identify himself.
He would?
Yes.
He's gone.
Although having said that, I bet you get 5 fake Paul Harvey Jr. emails now.
Yeah. Or maybe the fake Larry King will comment on the demise of Paul Harvey Jr. and yada, yada, like that. John Updike is dead.
Who?
Prize-winning writer dies at age 76. The Pulitzer Prize-winning novelist, prolific man of letters, and erudite chronicler of sex, divorce, and other adventures in post-war prime of American empire, died today. He was 76. Updike, a resident of Beverly Farms, Mass., died of lung cancer, according to a statement from his publisher, Alfred A. Knopf. Do you know that Have you ever had they're like soups in a box, and they also make like seasonings and stuff. Knorr. It's like some kind of a Scandinavian brand.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I always called it Knorr.
That's what I would have said.
But they pronounce it Knorr.
Really?
Yeah, because they run spots here.
Like
I see their spots
like
on TV all the
knob,
time.
like that?
Knorr. That's right.
Yeah.
Like knock on the door.
Well then.
Isn't that strange?
Very.
A literary writer who frequently appeared on bestseller lists, the tall, hawk-nosed Updike wrote novels, short stories, poems, criticism, the memoir, criticism. He never wrote to us. The memoir Self-Consciousness, even a famous essay about baseball great Ted Williams. An old-fashioned believer in hard work, he published more than 50 books in a career that started in the 50s. Updike won virtually every literary prize, including 2 Pulitzers for Rabbit is Rich and Rabbit at Rest, and 2 National Book Awards. You ever heard of John Updike?
Yeah. I've been a smart ass.
Is he kin to like John Updog?
Oh, it smells like that.
Mm-hmm. Smells like Updike. Oh, boy. We could go somewhere with that, but we won't.
No.
Well, we got about 7 minutes to go. Let's see if there's any more exciting emails. Actually, today they've been pretty good. And we have 444 votes on that poll. Most recurring nightmare. Snakes is in last place with only 4. I guess maybe these people like snakes. Cream of meat. How about sugar-coated sugar shockers? Good show as usual, says D. I guess that was a request, sugar shockers?
Sounds like it.
That won't kill 7 minutes, but...
No, 1.5 or so.
Say, kids, what's real bad for you but tastes real good? Sugar! And what gives you the excess energy to drive Mom crazy? Sugar! So, what breakfast cereal will you tell Mom to buy next time she goes shopping?
Sugar shockers,
Sugar shockers. New super sugar-coated sugar shockers are little bits of raw cane drenched in honey and coated with powdered sugar, glucose, fructose, corn syrup, and other natural sweeteners.
And it tastes just like sugar-coated sugar.
Right, because there's no yucky vitamins or minerals to spoil your fun.
Yeah!
And how does it make you feel?
Like I'm vibrating. Mommy, let's watch cartoons. Mommy, let's go get ice cream. Mommy, let's play Smurfs.
And moms will love sugar shockers too, because inside every box there's a free bottle of new Flintstones chewable Valium. So try new super sugar-coated sugar shockers from your friends at Irresponsible Foods.
Oh, it's a heat wave, baby. It's -5. It's -5 and sunny. Isn't that exciting? Ooh. And tomorrow all the way up to -4. All right.
Oh, you're freezing your ass off up there, Rogers. You wish you were here with us, yeah.
No, I don't.
Ever since you left us, you abandoned us, we're abandoning you.
Oh, you ought to see the stuff that comes in.
Oh, I did?
I just Schmidt-canned it. I just deleted it. What?
Good.
Well, no, like I said, I'm learning my lesson. I mean, it's like an open invitation for miscreants and malcontents who are obviously still listening every minute of every day, but just to take a cheap shot. Right. Because that's the South Florida effing way. Got some. I don't want to end the show on a negative note. Remember I told you this story, global warming irreversible for the next 1,000 years?
Yeah.
So we better take care of ourselves because we want to be here to see the change, to feel the change. Climate change is largely irreversible for the next 1,000 years, even if carbon dioxide emissions could be abruptly halted, according to a new study led by the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA. I wonder if NOAA's still got the Ark. Remember that old drunk Noah?
Yep.
There sure must have stunk on that boat, man. Ooh. Wow. The study's authors said there was no going back after the report showed that changes in surface temperature, rainfall, and sea level are largely irreversible for more than 1,000 years after CO2 emissions are completely stopped. NOAA senior scientist Susan Solomon said the study published in this week's Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences Journal showed that current human choices on carbon dioxide emissions are set to irreversibly change the planet. Solomon, I think, might be the winner for the most Jewish name of all. I mean, you know, Lipschitz and Rabinowitz and Goldberg and Goldstein and Goldstein, those are all good ones, but Solomon.
Certainly for one of the coolest sounding Jewish names.
What, Solomon?
Solomon, yeah.
Well, that was on my grandma's.
Got a nice sound to it.
Mother's side. Solomon. Yeah, it's got a nice ring to it, as opposed to like Behelferichis.
Yeah. That sounds like you're puking.
As opposed to Udalevich?
Yes, as opposed to that.
Researchers examined the consequences of CO2 buildup beyond present-day concentrations at 385 parts per million, then completely stopping emissions after the peak. Before the industrial age, CO2 in Earth's atmosphere amounted to only 280 parts per million. The study found that CO2 levels are irreversibly impacting climate change, which will continue to global sea level rise or contribute to global sea level rise and rainfall changes in certain regions. Do you see in the Arab desert the other day? I forget, it was in Dubai, and they had like 8 inches of snow.
No.
And it is so rare and so unusual that in that dialect, and wherever the hell I was, they don't even have a word in their vocabulary for snow.
How do you like that? What did they call it?
Snow.
Oh.
Dandruff. The author, how can you tell if schmata heads have dandruff? I guess you got to take the schmata off, huh?
I guess.
Oh, boy, do we have turban heads here, man. You wouldn't believe it.
Do you?
And I know you've tried to explain to me the difference. I can't grasp it.
Well, try both hands.
Because I can't understand the unraveling of that thing every night and, showering and washing the hair and then do they wrap that thing up again every day?
You're implying a lot there.
What?
You're implying that they unwrap it every night and shower and wash it.
Oh, no, I'm not implying anything. I'm just imagining.
You're presuming.
Are you saying they don't?
I'm saying I don't know.
Are you saying that ragheads wear their rags to bed?
I'm saying I have no idea.
I can hear Tony Bennett singing Rags to Riches.
Lazy slob like me, I wouldn't be unwrapping that thing every night.
No, that's true. That's a good point. And I don't think they do. Oh, maybe that's that aroma. That could put you in a coma.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see if there's any unfinished business on the emails here. Yes, there is. Oh, Larry King, I'm the real Paul Harvey Jr. Do you still drink your carrot juice? I don't drink it. I never did drink it. Moron. Big black guy in Baton Rouge. Okay. Whatever. Oh, Larry King again. Any word on Carl Foster and Anita Marks coming to 940 Fox Sports? Wouldn't that be something if Anita Marks wound up on that new 940 on the All Sports when Jolly Joe Bell's got visions of getting his hands on her? Literally and figuratively, I'm sure. The subject of dreams is a very interesting one, says somebody, Gravity Guy. Did you know that only predators like cats and wolves actually have REM dream sleep? Sheep and antelopes don't dream. In mammals, dreaming occurs even at a very early age. Newborn kittens dream, just like human babies. One wonders what they can be dreaming about, having had no life experiences at all to inspire them. It's like what are dogs and cats thinking when they have no language?
Right.
What are they thinking? They're thinking in pictures. One can only assume. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe they're thinking like in doggy and kitty language.
That could be.
Maybe they actually have a language we don't understand it yet. Maybe like in Dade County. Maybe it's like, English.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
It's Dave in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
Here I stand, a naked man in the shower stall. All around are photo clowns staring at my balls. We're straight guys talk all the time about men who play games. Can't keep their eyes off right behind, insisting they're not gay. You've got to hide your heart away. You've got to hide your heart away. Towel slots and athlete tasses, that straight, gay or bi. Men who talk of other men is a sport hole state of mind. No girls here, just sport hole queers, having fun with the boys. In the locker room I hear boing, 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 boing. You've got to hide your heart away. You've got to hide your heart away.